The views expressed on this Turnbuckle Tabloid live stream or Turnbuckle Tabloid podcast episode do not reflect the views, thoughts, or opinions of the Rageworks brand, including the Rageworks podcast network, Rageworks content partners, advertisers, and affiliates. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. The listener. In case you haven't heard, because I've been basically saying it for the past few weeks, we just started a new network. Yeah, New York Wrestle Media. It's a whole virtual experience visually for all those connected in the world of wrestling, pop culture, live stream video games. Oh, it's happening. And it's not only me doing it. Yeah. Got a few cohorts who jumped in the mix. Covering subject matters as history, indie wrestling, news of the day, pop culture, and like I mentioned, video games. I know, me too. I'm excited. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, Twitch, and on TikTok for New York Wrestle Media. Follow, subscribe, like, be a part of the vibe of all things connected with New York Wrestle Media.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
But you can call me Kit. When I am cruising the streets and fighting crime, I'm also listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid.
Give me that fucking mic! Turnbuckle Tabloid, cutting a promo. Yeah, when you have to multitask and do a number of things at one time, it can get pretty annoying in the beginning of a show.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? No virtual background today?
Nah, I figured I'd just show off the background a little bit because I'm in my new room, but I wanted to show off the background a little bit for my grandma.
Oh, that's
this used to be her room before she passed away. So.
Oh, that's nice. Your mic is not working properly. You're not on.
What do you mean?
I don't hear you through the mic. Yeah.
Audio. Set. Better?
Yeah, much better. There we go.
There we go.
So,
whatever.
Everything right now, I was trying to connect. All of a sudden, it's just everybody's having every live stream that I'm using, or whatever the case may be, seems to be on its own thing right now. So, whatever. We're gonna have to do some follow-ups after I'm done over here. Once again, the bullshit. But
how's your draft?
Other than that, how's your day going?
That's going well. I'm asking, how's your draft?
Oh shit!
How's your draft been going?
Day 3 of ridiculousness. Day 3. Tomorrow's my last draft. I think I really need to just get it over with and just say fuck it. This will be the last year of doing this.
Really?
Of doing 4? Yeah, I can't be doing 4. It's out of that. That's insane.
No, I said really.
Yeah, no. I asked for fantasy football. No, I won't stop that. Can't stop. Won't stop. But as for doing 4, I can't. I gotta pull up. It's too much. But shout out to Ring. Yeah, shout out to Ring Fanatics. I was with them on theirs yesterday. Was a pretty simple rundown with them. They got only 8 teams in there. There was a lot of players to draft. It was pretty cut and dry there. But other than that, I'm trying to get the gaming site going, and it's, every time I'm starting it, it's one fucking pain in the ass after the other. But I'll get it. I'm gonna get it, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be gaming soon. We're gonna happen, especially with what's upcoming now with football starting. I got some shit to play.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of playing, we played
a lot of windows are opening on your side.
Yeah, I know. It's I guess once again it's me restarting shit. I don't know. We'll do it live, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do it live. So, we had a full weekend of wrestling, I must say.
Mm-hmm. A double dose of WWE.
Your thoughts of it so far, before we get into it, or was it worth the anticipation, the wait, as they may say?
I mean, the anticipation of what? Just to hear the Berlin crowd. I mean, they were great. I mean, as far as like the afternoon, I mean, the timing of the show was perfect. It was 1 in the afternoon till about 4. That was perfect. That was a fine 3 hours to sit down and relax. And then No Mercy was just an easy watch. Honestly, overall, everybody says that it's predictable, but not for nothing. Predictability isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just that.
Right.
I think overall both shows delivered and what they gave us.
Like I said, I wasn't looking forward to anything really too crazy, except for the McIntyre Punk match. But I thought it was just basically a overly hyped house show, but let's go through it. Let's get into No Mercy first. I mean, excuse me, Bash in Berlin first.
Because it was funny because when we were doing predictions for on the Ring Fanatics, you called it that they opened the show with Cody and Kevin Owens. Yeah. So I was thinking, oh god, here we go again. Another one of the Jay's predictions are going to be true. But they opened the show. Overall, it was a solid match. Nothing really to complain about. Cody got the win easily, and then they had the moment where they embraced, and then Kevin just pushed the cameraman away from them. So I don't know if I just took that as like he was just pissed and didn't want the camera in his face. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, there was the embrace. I thought the match itself was a solid wrestling match, especially for a crowd like that. Owens was super over there in fucking Berlin. They love him over there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like he's done some tours over there when he was like on the Independence. So he's like, this isn't his first like trip over there. So
yeah, his first foray in Germany. I thought they for two guys who are going to go out there and put in some work, the high spots that they actually went in for, especially the top rope stuff, I was pleasantly surprised that they went for it. Thought that maybe it would have been a little bit more tighter than it was. We had the same kind of feeling for the usage of certain moves that Owens would usually use.
Mm-hmm.
He was holding back. It seems as though he was doing the old Osprey thing in this kind of match, in this night. But still in all, I could say they put together a pretty solid match for me, for my standards.
And the one spot that sticks out to me was when Cody went for the Cody cutter off the corner, and he sold his knee out of it. So that was like, I think, like the one spot where because they alluded it to on SmackDown, because Kevin said, I know something that you didn't tell anybody, that you're hurt. So that played into it, and you had the moments where Kevin was like tempted to like break the knee or like target his knee, and then when they're on the outside, he eventually went for it. But overall, again, like, you had two solid wrestlers in there just giving it their best. I mean, I don't want to be like these people that like go like, oh fuck, WWE, go AEW. I mean, this was nowhere near the level of Danielson and Swerve, but this was still solid regardless.
Yeah, it's a solid match. Nothing Nothing to say that it'll take anything away from it. You got predictability, but at the same time entertaining.
And like I said, predictability isn't the worst thing. I mean, all of us knew Cody was going to retain out of the show, so
Right.
we were just waiting for either KO or Randy to turn, and KO didn't turn, so we had to wait till the main event for the other shoe to drop.
Right. Next up.
Okay, we could pretty much skip past this because the match was it was okay, but it was just Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill getting their tag titles back.
Well, I can say that she looked better. Yeah, she looked better here. Pacing wise, didn't really do too much stuff out of the norm. She looked, like I said, she looks like she's trying to get that nervousness out of her system. Bianca did most of the ring work in there, took a lot of bumps there, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, they're actually fucking legit tag team. When you always complain about not having a good tag team for the women's division, they're a solid tag team. You can see that they work together very well.
Oh yeah, they're solid. It's just that when you break down the tag division, it's really just pretty much everybody on the Raw roster at this point, and then you have Belair and Cargill. I mean, you have Katana and Kaden, Fire and Dawn. You have the Damage Control, the Pure Fusion Collective now. So, I mean, 4 teams and then 1 on SmackDown. I mean, because it's weird too. Because in NXT they have teams down there too, but they don't have belts for them anymore. They just fused the main roster belts with them. So, I mean, at this point, it's something WWE's gonna continue going with the tag team belts for the women's division, but I'm still waiting for the mid-card belts, so we have to wait and see. I mean, like I said on the predictions, eventually we're going to get the turn. It's just going to be who turns on who.
Yeah. But other than that, like I said, just run-of-the-mill women's tag match was fine. Nothing too crazy to shout about.
And they already announced the rematch for next week on the season premiere of Raw. So.
Season premiere of Raw?
Of Raw. Oh. That's what they said.
Oh, okay. Next up.
Next up, we had it was the strap match, Punk and Drew. I thought going into this with the whole light, have to put on the lights in each corner step. I was thinking, okay, this is gonna drag out, but I thought they used it well. I did think that towards the end when Punk was delaying hitting the turnbuckles, but I get it for the storyline reason, but still it was like kind of like wrap it up, guy. Like let's go. But I don't know. I don't know. How did you feel about this match?
Okay, first of all, the light thing is so distracting. It's distracting. Sorry to say, it's big. It's good. Hey guys, I have a question. Your turnbuckle post, yeah, they actually light up. Maybe, just maybe, we might use that as the, punctuator of showing what lights are going on and off. Maybe that's just me.
For all the years they have the LED ring post, they don't do it for this show. They have to bring back the old school red light, green light.
And then, all right, I knew that you were running the movie promotion on the outside of the ring and such. Yeah, you could kind of like tie that into it as well. Like maybe, I don't know, do a scoreboard or something. I mean, I don't know. I think that those light informers, signalers were so fucking obnoxiously annoying. It kind of took away from the match for me. But with that being said, we said it on a Ring Fanatics show that I said, yo, they're gonna tear each other's up, and they weren't playing with those fucking straps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the strap became big business during that night.
Yeah, you had Drew pretty much start attacking Punk right before the match even started, before Punk even got the strap on, and then it was also funny too because there was the red and the green lights. Meanwhile, Drew's wearing green, and Punk was wearing his all-in gear from last year. Mm-hmm. So it was also, and then it's like when they started doing the lights gimmicks, Drew was red and Punk was green. Like you couldn't like. I thought it was like color coordinated, but anyway, that was that's a small detail. But like you said, they beat the shit out of each other with the strap, and like I said, like towards the end when Punk hit like 3 GTSs on Drew, and then he finally hit the final one, and then he won the match. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I get it for the story, but I thought it was like 3 too much. But what they did on yesterday, so makes sense to where it definitely we know where they're going. So
I spoke to M2 Inc. and he's like, I thought the match was too cartoonish for me, and I told him, I said, you do know you're watching wrestling, right?
What was specifically cartoonish about it? He
can't believe that CM Punk could pick up Drew McIntyre and GTS him like 3 times. I'm like, if this was Punk maybe 15 years ago, maybe. I said, but now do you see how much bigger he is these days? And yeah,
and also he has a submission, so he could have made Drew tap out too. So
well, at the same time,
they didn't choose to go down that road,
right? But at the same time, he goes, well, remember he did it to Umaga. I said, yeah, perfect. That even makes my argument even easier to deal with. That's even a better same thing.
He pretty much just answered his own.
Yeah, I said, yeah, he did it to Umaga. I said, it's not. If you look at the reality of wrestling, pun intended, because that was similar to the to the show you guys did last week. Shout out to History and Headlocks show. New show coming out soon, and also the name of his YouTube page, his TikTok page, excuse me. Pretty much, you not being able to pick up anybody in wrestling is a possibility, because once somebody's dead weight, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to pick them up.
And also for CM Punk, I remember so many cases when he was in WWE where he wasn't picking up guys like Mark Henry or the Great Khali, but he had Kane and the Undertaker on his shoulders for the GTSs, and he always hit them.
Right. So, say what you want about putting them up there. The next move is to get them over, or at least sideways.
Yeah, and then lift your knee up to hit them in the face.
Right. So,
it's not like with Barrett's finish where he has them dead, like he has them dead on his shoulders, and then he just tosses them over.
Yeah.
I always thought that version was stupid.
Yeah, I enjoyed the match. I know everybody goes, well, you're a Punk guy, so I'm like, that's not what it is. It's for me, it's more about the match stuff, the storytelling itself. And like you said, what happened on Raw starts the process over again. I thought what the poignant part was that he puts the bracelet on and hits the last post for the win. Thought that was a cool look.
Did you appreciate the fact that when Drew pulled it from his junk, and then when Punk grabbed it, he kissed it? Didn't care about that.
I think I missed that part, thankfully, but yeah,
because Drew had it because he pulled it from the front of his trunks, and then when Punk kissed it, everybody online went, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, we might have to watch that again. I might have to watch that in Botchamania or something.
Okay, that's on your time, sir.
Yes, I'm gonna have to do it with a bottle of Chardonnay, if you know what I mean.
And all it is just watching somebody kiss the bracelet that was near somebody else's junk.
Well, yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Next up, we had the fun match of the night. Honestly, this was a fun match. We have Liv and Dom against Rhea and Damian Priest. The Terror.
What did you think of Dominic's gear?
The La Parka style shit.
Thank you. You caught the reference. Thank you. Everybody else I saw online was talking about, oh, he's showing love to Venom. I'm like, no, that's La Parka.
Yeah,
it's La Parka.
I also love the fact that he had the T-shirt that has a picture of him and Liv kissing.
Yeah,
that was a nice touch. But pretty much this was. Every time Dom got in there, he got his ass kicked by Damian. Every time Liv got in there, she got her ass kicked. And then they recreated the spot where Rhea has Dom in the corner with her legs wrapped around his neck and her doing the crazy faces. I think, is there anybody else in wrestling right now that has arguably a better facial expressions than Rhea Ripley right now?
Oh, please. Hey, she just heightens it even more, especially when it comes to makeup, the sell, the show of. Another thing that a lot of the old school wrestlers, the legends in the game, have said about Rhea is selling is one thing, but you have to also show that the move that you're using, you're using force and power with it. And she's been showing a lot of that when it comes to maneuvers like that, when she's putting on submission locks and such. She's the total package. I think that by right now, I know everybody was very high on Charlotte, Bianca, Bailey, and such, but I think Becky, right now she's eclipsed them by miles.
She's not even 30 yet. She's still 27.
Yeah. She's got a long history. There's a lot of money to be made with her.
Absolutely. I mean, at one point, I don't know if I didn't notice it at the start, but she had the normal black lipstick on. But then when she started smiling, the lipstick grew out to a Joker smile.
Yeah.
It was like, Jesus Christ. And then, of course, you had Judgment Day interference. And also, interesting fact about the World Tag Team Champions that they have not defended those belts since they won them 2 months ago. So, Adam Pearce, what the hell are you doing? But anyway, when I felt like a lot of times during the show, everybody went to the announce table. They went here for this one, and the big spot on the announce table was Damian Priest doing a clothesline to Dom off the announce table. I don't know how I felt about that, but I did like Dominic sell, and then you have Rhea get the win, and I forgot what the hell was it called, the when she stacks up Liv, and she called the pretzel twister. So, I mean, I knew going into this they were going to get the win, because at the end of the day, you need to establish Rhea has to have a reason to get another championship match. So I knew that they were going to win, but because honestly, Judgment Day can eat a loss and still, because Judgment Day are everywhere on Raw every week, so it's not like they lose anything if they lose in a match.
Yeah, I'm also a big fan of what Damian has been doing in the past few months. He's another one that he's grown leaps and bounds and proven that he's in the business. He's legit run for it. I was listening to Undertaker's podcast, 6 Feet Under, and he talked about the importance of Dominic in wrestling right now. Dominic has become a huge magnet for automatic heat. He says, but at the same time, he says, this kid doesn't even need to go in the ring. He says he's an automatic magnet for attention. He's the male modern version of Vicky. He's Vicky Guerrero, but at the same time, at least you know that if you put him in the ring, he's gonna work. He knows how to work.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. He says the kid can't even open his mouth without everybody booing the shit out of him.
It's funny because somebody, of course, the people that to compare and contrast, but they said that MJF, for garnishing, he says racist shit and outrageous things. Dominic just walks out there and he gets immediate heat.
Yeah, it's and I
get it. It's two different people, but it's also like that just shows you that you can get heat different ways.
Yeah, you could be swarmy, slimy, and just be that. All you have to do is just come off as just being a natural asshole without having to be forced. Not to say anything where MJF is forced. But at times, there is times that I see that he's doing a little bit too much to get the heat, and it's not really necessary.
Yeah, even his promo last week was like, you didn't need to say any of that. You have the heat regardless, sir.
And speaking of which, it seems as though that this past Monday night there was an edict that was passed during a mandatory talent meeting where they're not allowed to cuss during matches because
I did notice during this match that they were dropping some F-bombs.
Oh yeah, they were a little extra here. They were a little extra, and those mics are very they were very sensitive. They were picking it up. So,
but I mean, do you blame them in that situation? There in Berlin, they're getting a monster reaction. The crowd's hype as fuck. And also, to talk about the crowd, I didn't feel like they hijacked the show at all. I think they just reacted perfectly for everything that's going on, and they were very excited for what they were seeing.
But I'm happy for that too, because now our fans stateside are starting to get more love. When they pulled up to Denver on Monday, the fans were on it. They were all over it on Raw.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's not hijacking. To me, it's more along the lines of the fans showing love, giving back, and the wrestlers themselves. They even say that they enjoy being in an environment like that.
Mm-hmm. Even when we talk about the main event, the fact that the crowd was doing the wave at the start, and then Randy Orton read the room. He goes, "Hold on, let me join with you." And then he looked at Gunther, goes, "You want to join too?" like that was pretty cool. But yeah, we're pretty much at the main event. Randy and Gunther. Did you notice Randy was wearing his gear when he won his first world title? It was like the same color scheme.
Yeah, he had his throwback gear on. Yeah,
and just the fact that, like I said this to my friends when I was watching it, this is probably the biggest he's ever looked. He kept emphasizing to Michael was like, make sure you tell them I'm 285, 285. I'm like 285.
Yeah. He once again, Undertaker was talking about Randy. He says this is probably the best. Not only I've ever seen him, he says, but also it's the best that, the best place he's been in many years. He says it's been he's been taking it in everything so well, and he's loving his role that he has at the company now. He also talked about the promo that Gunther took, because he's a big fan of Gunther. Which, by the way, Gunther was also paying homage to not only William Regal with the color of his gear, but also it was a little bit of a nod to a certain Bryan Danielson as well. So,
interesting. Let me catch that.
He talked, about the promo that Gunther cut, and Triple H said, although those promos are kind of work shoot, you could tell that was a promo that kind of cut to the core, because it definitely says, can you imagine if it was a focused Randy, how many championships he would have won in WWE? Like how many title runs he would have had.
Oh, I remember him saying that, and even looking back at that was just like, what a cutting line. Like Gunther has like that promo style where he says stuff like that. Like me, like even the Damian Priest thing. He's like, you were born on the streets, so you are street trash. And like the way he delivers is like, it's not like over dramatic. He just simply says what he feels or what he believes to be true.
Yeah, he's I remember years ago we were talking about, I was like, does he even speak? Like, we didn't even know whether the fuck he knew English and shit.
Oh yeah, he was a mute.
Yeah. And then now that we hear him talking, we're like, okay, now we know why we saved that. And it's always poignant. Hit your bullet point and then move on. Let it set in. Let that fester for you. As for this match was very M2 said he said it looked like an instruction on how to wrestle match. I said, I don't know what's the problem with that. I said I didn't see anything wrong with it.
I mean, it was a basic match with the basic story of Randy targeting Gunther's arm. So Gunther couldn't do chops. He couldn't lift him up for the power bomb. He didn't have all the strength in his arm. And for Gunther, I think he was targeting Randy's neck and back because that's what we came back from. So I kind of see what M2 is saying about that, but not for nothing. This match was probably the most technical match WWE has seen in the last couple of months. Like, these guys went to the mat. These guys were working holds. And when you say that about Randy Orton, it's always like, oh, when he was heel, he always put in that headlock as a joke, and he'll laugh at everybody. But no, he actually, like, it was very methodical in this match. The way everything was playing out. I mean, I think I lost count on the amount of back suplexes he had on Gunther to the announce table, and then he brought the ring steps over, and then just dropped him from a higher
Right.
stance. Then got him in. I think Gunther is the second person or like a few people to kick out of an RKO.
Yeah. One of the most
Because I think Randy had one, and then Gunther just kicked out.
One of the most protected moves in fucking wrestling history.
Insane.
I also believe that with the environment that they were in, Berlin, Europe, that they enjoy that style of wrestling. It's the whole grappler, sports style kind of setting, and then it ramps up during the match. You get the build up. To me, it was more of a methodical pace for both of these wrestlers. I thought Gunther actually brought out the best of Randy in this match. I actually thought this match was better than Crown Jewel, and I believe that. Yeah, and I believe that that Randy is, although like I said, older, bigger, he's at his best shape of his life, and ring wise as well. He looks amazing. He looks, technically and everything.
And I remember us talking on Ring Fanatics. We're like, "What is Gunther's finish?" Because we're like, "How the hell is Gunther going to win this?" And then I think we completely forgot about the choke he's starting to do. So yeah, and he choked Randy Orton out.
Yeah, I didn't think he would submit. It was a
pass.
Somebody said he would submit. I said Randy's not going to submit, but he passed out. So that's even a better finish. So
I think Damian Priest did the same thing. So they're pretty much The thing with Gunther is he has a lot of stuff in his arsenal that he could win with. The same thing with Bryan Danielson when he kept winning. There was a stretch in AEW when he was winning matches with different submissions each pay-per-view or every show. So it's like the Boston Crab, the choke, and the power bomb too. So Gunther has different ways of winning their matches.
Different toys in the toy box.
Were you surprised with the handshake afterwards?
I thought it was awkward. Reason being, you don't shake somebody's hand with your left hand.
Well, because Gunther was selling his arm. That was the reason why he did it with his other hand.
Yeah, still, I just thought it was awkward to shake hands with your left. You could have at least held it low or something, but I don't know. It's a weird handshake. But no, I understand it.
And this was pretty much everybody saying this was the passing of the torch, Randy to Gunther. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I did think it was kind of weird when they're about to go off the air and Gunther's about to leave the ring, and you have somebody say, stay in the ring, because you have to do the in-ring interview with him and Ludwig, who it was a good thing to see him do the introductions for his best friend, which, when you think about their relationship, I mean, it's fitting. It's probably a good moment to have Kaiser there do the ring introductions for his best friend who's about to main event pay-per-view with his first title defense. So,
another bonus from Taker. He's like, that's another guy that has an upswing. He says that kid got a lot in the arsenal ready to go. He says he's young too. He's another one that's young as well still, and he's like, he goes, there's a lot of upswing with him, and he says, I'm so excited to see what they can do with him.
He should have won yesterday instead of Braun Strowman, but that's for a different discussion. But that is it for Bash in Berlin. Overall, again, predictable show, but it was still a solid watch.
Yeah, it was a PLE that should have been a dark show, but it's fine. It's okay. Like I said, it was fun.
I mean, aside from the women's tag match, and aside from that, it was just solid. I mean, I'm loving the 5-match formats for these PLEs, and I understand like I told you about the next pay-per-view schedule where it's gonna be like 2 pay-per-view back-to-backs where it's WWE and then AEW and then AEW and WWE. So it's gonna be an interesting end of the year for them because you have Bad Blood, Crown Jewel, and then Survivor Series, and that's it. I don't think they'll do anything in December.
If I had my choice, I would have probably switched the the women's tag and put that on SmackDown, and had put Knight versus Kaiser on the PLE.
Oh, so it just had the open challenge with LA Knight and then have Kaiser.
Right. I would have had that.
It was funny because I said Vinci on Fin Fanatics. I was like, I should have said Kaiser, but you know what? That could be a storyline reason where it's like, oh, Randy went to Raw to challenge for their title, so Kaiser was able to come over to SmackDown and challenge for their title.
Well, Vinci debuts on SmackDown next week, this week. So
yeah, he does. It's gonna be interesting with him because when he was with Imperium, he was always the lackey or the punching bag for them. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he does on his own. But yeah, that's Bash in Berlin.
All right. Next up,
we have No Mercy. Going into this show, what did you think anything like crazy was going to happen coming out of this show?
No. I like I said, was very excited for the Hendry Page match. Was excited.
We expect at least one of the females to debut.
Yeah. To be honest, I actually thought all three of them, or at least two of them, were going to pop up. Was excited to see what the women's championship match is going to look like. Like I said, when it comes to NXT's PLEs, they shockingly could surprise you, and I was waiting to see what was going to turn out here.
I mean, we'll talk about shocking. I mean, they opened with the best match from the last pay-per-view with a twist, technically. Chase U, Andre Chase, and Rich Holland defend against Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Axiom and Frazier have that weird dynamic. It's weird because it's like bitter rivals who are now tag team partners that respect each other, but when they miscommunicate, they have success, which is the weird thing because like they have matches where one kicks another one in the face and they still win.
Right.
And then this one, with Ridge Holland in the place of like Duke Hudson. Ridge is one of those weird cases where it's like the amount of pushes he's gonna get and just to see what sticks, honest to God. But I thought overall this match was not as good as the last one, but still solid tag team match to open the show.
Yeah.
I still prefer the Heat Wave tag.
The Axiom thing, I'm all right. Okay, I'm kind of done with it. Let's get A-Kid out. All right, let's. I know.
You can still call him Axiom, but just take the mask off.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a good looking kid under there. Let's get him some fucking followers and come on, let's do some more with him. Also, like you said, they work in synergy. They have a great chemistry, but when those accidents happen, it's those happy little accidents that occur. Thea Hale, I fucking love her. There's just something about her that I am drawn to. She's just a little battery of energy that comes out of her. The one spot that I could say kind of threw me off was at the end, where after Holland turned, that he could have done something with her. Like he could have frightened her away. She could have been further up, because when he climbed up on the announcer's table, she could have easily try to stop him or whatever. She did nothing. I understand that he's a humongous man, but she also plays off that she's a nut. So she could have involved herself in that.
Grab his leg, just claw at him and do something.
I think that Chase U has been getting such a good and a bad rub and so much times, but I think that works for them because the fans are behind him so much. Chase himself is just he's talented as fuck, and for him to wrestle in that gear, he's amazing, because that shit look like it's hot as fuck. But other than that, I kind of wasn't ready to see them drop the belts, but they did, and I like I said, I think it's going to be one of those storylines that the fans are going to back them even more.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think the fans are really behind him. The whole Chase U. I'm surprised that they haven't gotten more to that faction yet, and they're going to be a if they ever get the call up to the main event, they're gonna have an I believe in my mind they're gonna have a instant fan favorite going up that way.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for Andre Chase, he's over. I mean, remember when NXT 2.0 started and they just threw him out there as, oh, he's a professor of a wrestling academy? And then over time they gave him students and blah, blah, blah. But now it's like, and then they added Ridge Holland. And there's nothing against Ridge. I think Ridge is probably a nice person, but how many times are we gonna try something with this guy? I mean, they had him during the pandemic. He hurt Johnny Gargano. Like, not saying he's negligent, but he is the guy that put Big E on the shelf with the neck injury, and now he did the Brawling Brutes, and now he's doing this, and now it's like this. It feels like this is the third heel turn he's done this year.
He should be a monster heel. He should, to me. If you want somebody that's going to give you a Ryback kind of feel without the whole negative backstage ego thing, he's the guy to do it. You can give him just certain catchphrases, give him just opponents that he could go out there and squash. Let's get some good runs going out with him. He's got the size, he has the look, and I'll get him out there, get him a good run where he could be a menace to the main event division.
He definitely benefit from having a William Regal at his side to talk for him.
Right, something of that magnitude, right.
But, yeah, that was pretty much the opening with that. And then it was like, this is weird for the NXT PLEs where they just told storylines for their TV upcoming. I get it because they're going to CW next month, so they need to advertise their TVs, but they pretty much had everybody under the sun on the roster challenge the tag champions, Axiom and Frazier. You had Hank and Tank. I don't know if you know about them, Jay.
No, I don't know who that is.
Just a random team that's really just there. And then you have Gallus, and then later on you had the Rascals make a play for the tag belts. But yeah, there was one of those weird things on the show where they just intermingled with that. And then later on in the show, you had Ridge walk in the back, like, asking him why he did that, and then he just gave him like an evil grin, and that was it. So we're probably gonna wait for that big promo on Tuesday. But we had NXT versus TNA, Wesley versus Zachary Wentz, who just won on Friday the TNA X Division belt, and he came out with it, and it was acknowledged as a TNA X Division champion, which was, it's still insane to see that in 2024 that this is a thing.
I always hated the fact that we in the WWE was supposed to act like there's no other companies in the world but WWE.
Right.
But now with this whole looking at other belts coming into WWE, it's like, wow, that's an eye opener. The last time before this occurred,
I mean, technically,
I'm talking about before the TNA thing. The last time we saw that was in the 90s when Dan Swerson would come in with the NWA title.
You mean Dan Severn?
No, excuse me, Dan Severn. Yeah, he would come in with
Swerson.
I'm thinking of Nick Swartzen. I'm thinking of the comedian. Dan Severn. He would come in with the NWA title.
Didn't he also have UFC belts around him too?
Right, but in those days, the UFC was just starting, and everybody was like, "Hey, who gives a shit about that?"
Yeah, but I think they still had him come out. Like Jim Cornette was holding the UFC.
Yeah.
Like, just the image of Jim Cornette holding the Ultimate Fighting Championship belt.
Yeah, it's a good thing to see, and I know that I had a conversation with M2 Inc. on Call of the Pinfall about the whole presentation of TNA stars at NXT. Mm-hmm. People are believing that NXT are getting over on TNA because they're putting their biggest TNA stars on there, and TNA are getting like, the lower rung of the ladder when it comes to NXT. And I said, well, yeah, what would you want? You want to have your big name stars on NXT so that the people who watch NXT go, oh, I can go watch them on that show. Oh, let me start watching TNA now.
Right.
Where TNA is not going to benefit with an Ethan Page or Trick Williams going to TNA for one day, because it's like it's going to be a one shot and they're going to lose that audience quick. Whereas if you get those higher ups, you go, oh, I could go watch them all the time at TNA, like a Joe Hendry or Trey Miguel and all these guys. Oh, awesome! I could go change channels.
I mean, it was cool on Tuesday. Rosemary popped up finally, so
yeah,
and that's something that NXT and WWE can benefit from having under their umbrella, with her and Jessica Havoc together.
Yeah, I thought it was a great call. As for this match, two guys who know each other very well, you could tell they've probably had this match before or had it run in their head before. Zachary Wentz is very, very underrated as a wrestler. I thought he got a Raw deal his last run in NXT due to controversy. Thankfully he was exonerated for that. Now we saw that there was a lot of bullshit that happening for that. Oh. He got the upswing anyway. He upgraded. He got himself a Gigi Dolan. Look at that shit. As for
that's interesting because he's currently in NXT. So I mean, if WWE ever buys TNA, I mean, Zachary Wentz is definitely one of those guys that could bring right back in, and him and Trey Miguel, perfect for the tag division. They need teams at this point.
Yeah. As for this match, I'm still working with heel Wesley, but he tried to do heel things. I mean, it was hard for me to get into this because the kicks and like punches Wes was throwing was so light. Like, I mean, I'm not a worker. I'm not a wrestler. I don't know anything about throwing punches. Really? You could have fooled me. I could have sworn you were. You could have fooled me.
Yeah. No, honestly, the way I look or the way you would think, but. It felt like Wes was holding back. Like he was doing forearm shots. He was throwing kicks that didn't even sound like they hurt. And then it was like, I mean, overall the presentation, like it didn't match what his new character is. But I did feel bad for them because the obvious spot they wanted to do was Wes to do a springboard off the top or jump off the top to Zach through the announce table, but Zach leaned on the announce table and the announce table broke.
But at the same time, I like the how he improvised though, because he did a stomp right afterwards, right on the ground. So that was a great improv.
Yeah, but I just love hearing Vic like, "Oh, Zach is down," and I was like, so the replay is like, "Oh, that kind of sucks." And then
table for the win.
Then we had Zach stuck in the corner. Wes was about to hit him with the chair. And obviously, who just got give himself a DQ? So just said, fuck it. But Trey grabbed the chair from behind, and Wes got super kicked for his troubles. And then he got the UFO cutter. And Zachary Wentz, the TNA wrestler, got a win on the NXT pay-per-view.
Good. I like to see that. They did. Let's see a little shift there. I always tell people, because anybody who asks me is like, do you ever think that you'll ever see like these two super shows? I says, if you watch Forbidden Door and those type of shows, who gets the majority of the wins on those matches? The house promotion. That's who usually gets the wins there. So, yeah, you know, and not to take anything away from the fact that, you're bringing them in for a reason because you know that they're talented. Yeah, but you know the house is going to always want to win, so that's a big thing there.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, we've seen all the TNA stars. Like, TNA gets their fair share of the NXT people, but it's a lot of them are people that don't get enough TV time, and they just get a chance to show off their skills in front of a new audience.
Right.
Like that Dante Chen go over there, Riley Osborne, who was in Chase U in the opener, like as an outside. He was in the Ultimate X match on Friday, and I think he did a good job with that.
Spoiler alert, Ariana,
pop up.
Spoiler alert, Ariana Grace is over there with her dad. She pops up over there. So,
interesting.
Yeah, so
you know what? That was the thing I didn't even think about until you just said it. I was like, oh, of course, that'd be something they would do.
Yeah. So I like the connection there. I hope to see more of it. I think that it's a great build of reputations for both companies to see that there can be a working relationship We saw that TNA had a working relationship with AEW. How did that go?
That shit was one-sided. I don't want to hear anything. People defend that shit. It only benefited Kenny Omega, and that was it.
Yeah, that was probably the only time that I saw a promotion take in an outsider, and they fucking the visiting promotion said, "Yeah, we're putting you over, so we're doing you a fucking favor." I was like, "Yeah, right."
Looking back on it, it was cool to like have TNA mentioned on AEW, but the execution. I mean, they had Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone do infomercials to promote Dynamite, and they said, "Oh, what shitty network are we on today? We're on TNA. We're on Access Television."
Right.
Like, how did TNA look back? Like, obviously, TNA is doing so much better now. And people can joke about the attendance and all that fucking nonsense, but they're still in a better place than they were years ago.
Hey, I said it before and I say it again. Although everybody keeps saying AEW or WWE is supposed to be AEW's competition, I think it's another way. I think their competition is TNA because it's on the rise. It's coming back.
Yeah, and meanwhile for TNA earlier today, Giselle Shaw, who is Scott D'Amore's wife, just got her release. So that's somebody who's going to be going over to her husband's promotion when that starts. So
yeah.
we should have seen that coming. There was no way. It felt awkward when she's sticking around when they fired her husband. So
yeah, just waiting for the contract to finish out. Be a pro.
But she pretty much got a release. They just said, you know what, we're not going to wait any longer.
Yeah, good. That's how you're supposed to do business.
But on the Wesley thing, this is obviously not it. I mean, now we have to get a tag match. Wesley has to have a partner. God only knows who he calls up.
Interesting.
Omos, are you free?
Right. If you want a partner, there you go.
I mean, it wouldn't be off. I'm trying to think of like TNA people you could bring in me. It just wouldn't make any sense. But, but like I said before, the Rascals put their names in for the tag titles on Tuesday. Next up, Grande Jordan and Wendy Chu for the NXT Women's North American Championship.
They really like her, man. Jordan, they really, really see a lot of potential with her, man.
I think I wanted to stab myself in the ears every time they kept saying, "Oh, what heart, what fighting spirit from this collegiate athlete!" Like, oh my God, I get it. She's a college athlete.
Yeah, and the promo packages for her and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, I get it. They have a lot invested in her.
She's pretty much doing RVD shit, and that's one of her inspirations. So.
Yeah. Okay match for me. I wasn't too impressed with this one. I like Wendy Chu, but they got to do something more with her. Like, there's got to be something. I mean, it's a. Did
you prefer her as a babyface? Because when she was a babyface, she was the goofy one that was walking around with a pillow and a giant.
Yeah. That was a kid friendly thing. Like, I know my nieces, they loved her and they thought she was funny with that. She was their Orange Cassidy. But
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not. But
and she can wrestle. But the thing is, I think with her tearing her ACL and then being out for over a year, and they did that vignette of her waking up after a year long, and she's now dark Wendy Chu. It's like.
Is she Nightmare? Like, that's what it is, Nightmare Wendy Chu? Like,
I don't know. Like the way she wrestled, you didn't really match with what she's doing. Like, it's like, is she a zombie? Like they got. I say that jokingly, but she's not. But that's the initial thought. I thought this was going, but she's just pretty much a woman that just woke up from a year's sleep and just wants to win.
Yeah. I think after the year's sleep, they could have given her another gimmick, but like I said, she's not a bad wrestler either. She's actually pretty good. It's just that they just do, they need to get her something more centralized as a character that's not going to be too hokey. Maybe we need to take her a little bit more serious. If not, you should have just kept her with the happy fan friendly sleepy time.
Exactly. Like it's like either way with her. It's either you have her be the female Orange Cassidy, or you have her be the female. I don't know. There's no what's the equivalent. What's the opposite?
The opposite of it? Just make her Tara. Make her fucking I don't know. Make her a prize fighter or some shit. Make her Kevin Owens or something. I don't know. Just get her something different.
I mean, she's still walking around with a body pillow. I mean, not for nothing. It's not like she's carrying bricks in there, hitting people with them.
As well as it should be. Although didn't they have it that she hit somebody with it and it was like the championship belt was in it?
That was Kalani doing her revenge on her.
Right.
That was the build-up. And it's also too that they had Kalani like do the whole. I will say Kalani is athletic as hell, but it just felt like they were going from spot to spot to spot. And again, I'm not a wrestler, but that's what it just came off as. I think also too with Wendy, she's being very cautious of her leg because she probably doesn't want to tear her ACL again. So that's probably one of the reasons why this match felt slow. But
well that and we also had
still new. She's still green.
Well, that no, but I'm saying that and the fact that that she's protecting Kalani more because Wendy's is more experienced. So
right, but Kalani wins with the 450, and then afterwards we had Tatum Paxley come out from under the ring and attack Wendy Chu, and then give her a doll that looks like her that represents her, and that's Tatum's gimmick. So. I don't know.
I said, hey, it's the same shit. I don't know.
As far as women returning or debuting, I did not expect her at all. I was thinking maybe Stephanie McCurr may pop up because the NXT Women's title can't be for everybody.
Right.
I mean, if you have Julia have one belt, Stephanie McCurr should have the other one.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be. That it's going to be the outsiders are going to come in and start tearing it up. So.
NXT Men's North American title, we had Tony D'Angelo against Oba Femi.
D'Angelo has grown on me a lot in the recent months. Like, gimmick.
Remember those early days when you just the Don of NXT, the most Italian mobster.
But now it's like ring wise, he has become like solid. Oba Femi, it's gonna be a fucking megastar. It's there. He's got everything in the cards for him.
Also, he's the counter argument for when people say, "Oh, Triple H doesn't book black people." Look at fucking Oba Femi.
Well, technically, it's not him. It's Shawn Michaels who does it.
But they both recruited him.
Yeah, of course. But I listen. I have to. I've been holding back or cutting a promo on that for some time. I really gotta set that up and unload about that shit, the whole Triple H racism shit.
That'll be something interesting for Mark and Bream to be in the building for.
Oh yeah, please. That's actually be the fucking. That'll be a powder keg that'll be ready to explode at one point in time.
But as far as this match goes, I mean, this was probably the most combative Oba's been so far. I mean, he's done triple threats with Dijak, Josh Briggs, Wesley, Joe Coffey. He's been in the ring with everybody. And Tony D gave him a run for his money pretty much in this match. And it's pretty crazy to think that Tony D'Angelo, I think it's been 2.5 years he's been in NXT, and he's still one of the upper guys on the roster, but he could be in this spot and it'd be fine.
I'm kind of worried that if he does go to the main roster, that he becomes Enzo. You know?
Yeah, because he I mean, say he goes to Raw, like he's gonna start proclaiming himself the Don of Raw,
right?
And then he's gonna lose every single match he's in. Like, it wouldn't make sense,
right?
I mean, the only thing he has is a Heritage Cup and a tag title reign, and that's it. But overall, I thought this match, another good showcase for Oba Femi.
Yeah,
and it was funny because when he was making his entrance, the Velcro shit was coming off, so he just ripped it right off. I don't know if you noticed that.
Nah.
he just took that shit right off. So, enough with the Velcro. I know it's easy for them to put the belts on and all that shit, but come on. That's stupid, but Oba Femi retains, and again, with a guy like Tony D'Angelo and especially a guy like Andre Chase, it's like when they go to the main roster, what are they going to do?
Yeah, that's where it's worrisome. That's why we need to start thinning out the herd when it comes to some of our stars. I know people get upset about that, but it's true. Some of them, it's time to start looking into other things. And this is where releases happen. This is where retirements occur. You know, we got to start bringing up the new stars.
Well, as we were going live for this review, they did cut somebody for a serious reason. So there's an open spot on Raw now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later in the week for Wrestling Rundown. Definitely.
Yeah.
This other thoughts on this? Like, I mean, Obafemi, like you said, he's definitely. I could definitely picture Obafemi in the main event scene the next 5 years on the main roster.
Yeah, and I think right now, him having a solid North American title run is fitting for him until we could get somebody who could line up to get that up off him. But right now,
it's the Gunther thing. They're doing NXT with him.
Right, exactly.
But the question is who dethrones him? Because once Oba loses this belt, he's going for the NXT title.
Definitely,
and he's going to have a year run with that.
Yeah, definitely. So, we'll see. I like I said, I'm a big fan of both of these guys, and they had a really good match here.
Next up, we had Jada Parker challenging Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship.
We talk about how Kalani is being overly hyped. Parker has become their new Bianca in NXT. They love her, and you know what? Surprisingly, she's been able to get it in a quick time. She's picked up the pace really quick for me.
Yeah, I mean, the character is there. The way she acts is there. But it felt off in this matches. Like, again, I'm not a wrestler. That's going to be the theme. Like, I'm not a wrestler, but just the idea. I get it. Everybody loves her because, it's a black girl with a big ass. And what's her finish? The running hip attack. So she uses her ass for her finish. But the idea of her, I mean, she's a tall girl. Roxanne's like what 5'2", 5'4", so she's short.
Please.
So with Jada Parker, then she had the size advantage, and then she was her rib cage, her ribs for the entire match, and then just to get towards the finish where she did the running hip attack into the barricade, and she did that so like gently. It was like, I don't know. It was like when Naomi started doing her like running ass attack. It was somewhat funny at first because she was a Funkadactyl, but then it just got over. I mean, it's the same thing with Jada Parker. It's going to take time. But her character work is solid.
They're going to get her a finisher. They're going to get her a better finisher. They're probably just working with her on it. For Roxanne is...
main roster bounds. Like, she's ready.
And technically, she is great. The thing that it just got to get is just... She's got to be able to sell everyone that, although she's small, that she can hurt somebody.
If she's going to be a heel, yeah.
Just give a little bit more about this match for 1 second.
As far as like this match goes, I mean, yeah, Roxanne pretty much leading Jada throughout the whole thing. With Roxanne, like I said, main roster ready. I mean, so she wins here, and then the lights go out, and then we have Julia make her surprise appearance. That really wasn't a surprise. Everybody knew that was going to happen, but shows up, and then they tease a title match, which I do think they're going to do on the network debut on the CW. So Julia's definitely win this NXT Women's title. And then I'd see Roxanne taking the rest of the year off, maybe be in the Rumble main roster call up for Raw or SmackDown with the mid card belts are introduced. Because when you add a woman like Roxanne to the mix with returning Alexa, Raquel, Rodriguez, Shotzi, the main roster women's division gets significantly better, honestly. And Roxanne going to SmackDown feuding with a Bayley and Naomi for the mid card belt would probably be the best option for her, honestly. Beechin's over there, Blair Davenport. I mean, there's options for Roxanne on the main roster once she drops this belt.
Yeah, I think that fully going head on from here on out. I know there was a lot of people who were drawing comparisons to AJ, and I'm like, nah. I actually think the only reason why I said gimmick wise is that they'll do that is what they'll say, and I think she needs to pull away from that. But I need for her to prove to us that she could actually put something together more more believable, that she could actually put damage on somebody.
I mean, mentioned that Rhea Ripley's 27. Roxanne's only 22.
Yeah.
And she's definitely the future of the women's division if she sticks around for the longest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and with Julia showing up, you have Stephanie Vaquer on her way. Delta's on her way. In the new year, Jordan Grace. I think Jordan Grace, if she does go to WWE main roster, is probably where she's going to go straight. I don't think they're going to send her to NXT.
And then
because Jade Cargill got the straight to main roster treatment, so why don't Jordan Grace?
Yeah, I also want to see how that occurs, because I know who else they like there is Sol Ruka, so they're gonna probably be working on her a little bit more to get her up. And then somebody had posted in the group chat that they said that Parker is what they wanted out of Nikita Lyons.
Yeah, where the hell is Nikita Lyons?
Exactly, right.
I mean, she's another one where NXT invested a lot of time into her and Corey J. It's just that the injury bug just kills them.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty much. Vic said that the NXT women's division is the best women's division going today. I mean, I wouldn't say the best, but it's the most interesting because they have a lot of interesting characters. Because every woman in NXT has a defining trait, which is kind of like the new generation logic to it. It's like, oh, Jada Parker's the black chick that doesn't take shit from anybody. Sol Ruka's the surfer chick. Carmen's the girl with the sword. And then it's like everybody has something different each about them. That it's like, oh, just not another blonde or another brunette.
Sorry. Did you like flatulence? What is that? Fatal influence? Flatulence?
I mean, it's something. Again, they insist on putting teams together in stables for the women's division. So, I mean, when you have JC Jane and standing there with her stuff, and you have Fallon Henley and her all cowgirl shit, it's like it really doesn't match. But eventually, I think they're gonna do magic shit. But that's something for down the road. But then we get to the main event. Ethan Page and Joe Hendry NXT title match with Trick Williams as the ref. Joe Hendry did good. I thought this was an okay match.
Yeah, Ethan here to me was more of the highlight than Hendry. I have to say that slowly but surely we can get more out of him. I think he's picking up more of the WWE style of wrestling. He's getting
Ethan. You're talking about?
Yeah, with Ethan. He's getting the pacing. He's getting especially as a heel, the character work, character wise, trash talking in the ring. He's got that going on. Everything there. The one fact of this match I thought that was just awkward, that just didn't work for me, was Trick Williams. He was just.
He was a distraction.
Yeah, he was a big distraction. He looked awkward in there.
But this was to promote the game, right, Jay?
I'm telling you, watch what Bad Blood's match is going to be. I'm telling you, watch. Ambulance match. CM Punk McIntyre. Calling it now.
And I joke with you about that because it's like the 2K acknowledge it. It's just that, but you don't hear the announcer say, "Oh, if you want to do this in the games, do it."
It's subtle. It's a subtle thing.
All right,
but
I'm not arguing about it anymore because it's minute about it at this point.
No, but with Trick almost was, since you want to refer to the game, he was almost like a referee in the game, that he was just like out of position. He didn't look like he knew where to be at, and it wasn't intentional. It just looked like someone who's been a wrestler that doesn't know how a referee referees. It just seemed a little off-putting to me.
Because when you have Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry is a good wrestler, but not the best wrestler in the world, but because he's over regardless, because he's over with the song, he's over with his charisma, but then once the bell rings, it's like, okay, it's Joe Hendry's the wrestler. So then somebody told me, they said there was a reason Trick was put as a referee, because yes, you're putting a TNA guy against the NXT new heel, but overall, it's like Trick was in there just to be like, look at this, like the way he looked. He had a button-up referee shirt, showing off his abs and shit. And then you have, I mean, I will say for Ethan Page, he has come along nicely to NXT more than definitely Lexis King,
right?
Brian Pillman Jr., which is.
But he's a good worker, though. He's a good worker, though. I like him. Lexis King is a good worker.
Yeah, but it's just like when is it gonna click, buddy? We have high hopes for you, but whenever.
I think he's just happy that he's got a steady gig and he's working on the craft. I think he's good with that. I think he'll be all right. We're gonna see Lexis King in TNA. He's gonna be popping up over there.
Is a spoiler?
No, I'm just kidding. But I believe it's gonna happen. It will happen.
That's when everybody starts complaining, like, oh, when does NXT send their big stars to TNA? Lexis King is coming to TNA. Lexis King, Nick Nemeth for the TNA title.
And by the way, I have to say, I said on Ring Fanatics, I said that Joel should be Bronson Reed for Halloween. I'm gonna say who I believe in Joe Hendry, who they should be for Halloween. Tell Ben I said he should be Joe Hendry. Tell Ben.
It's funny because he hates Joe Hendry.
But he'll be great. I see the whole like similarity and all that. Would let him dye his hair. That I could see the whole thing with him.
The goofy smile.
Yeah. Let's let it happen.
But overall,
but the match was the main event was. I think it was.
It was an okay main event.
Yeah, it wasn't. I still think that there was other matches on the card that overshadowed it, but I think that it was okay main event. You know what it is too? I think people knew going in that Joe Hendry is just the novelty for them. They waiting to see what's going to be the big lineup for Ethan down the line.
Yeah, they announced he's defending the title on the first episode of NXT on the CW. I guess it's pretty much Trick Williams at this point. But the way they ended the show was awkward as hell, because Ethan retains. You had him teasing Trick, like, raise my hand, I'm the winner, like suck it up, buddy. And then, this is no offense to your boo, but Pete Dunne from Raw shows up and just hits his finish on Trick, and then you end with Pete shrugging at Ethan, and that's how you end the pay-per-view?
I think that he's already got too many irons in the fire. He's got a lot of beef going on.
Right.
So
it's like either stick to one thing, because he's currently trying to get an Intercontinental title match, and he's on a singles push on Raw, surprisingly.
Right.
But he's back in NXT. It's like, what are they doing? I don't know. It just left a bad taste in my mouth when they ended the show, because not really a bad taste. It was just a weird taste. It was like, why are you ending the show like this?
Like cucumbers? Cucumbers leaves a weird taste in your mouth? Cucumbers?
Well, I don't mind cucumbers, but I'm not falling for your shit.
What was it that somebody said? Somebody has said, I heard it says, cucumbers are young pickles.
And that's pretty much it for No Mercy and Bash in Berlin.
Man, that's going to wrap us up here for Cutting a Promo, guys. Make sure you check us out on the rest of this podcast. We got running a wrestling rundown happening, and got much more coming down, not only here on Turnbuckle Tabloid. Shout out to everybody who's been liking and subscribing on all the social medias, as well as been joining us on the podcasting outlets as well. Our YouTube numbers are slowly but surely growing. Thank you guys there, but also make sure you subscribe to us on the New York Wrestle Media, the network. New York Wrestle Media Network, guys. Of what one of our hosts here for History and Headlocks, our boy Mike is in the building, and let everybody know where you can get us and what's upcoming for H&H.
Subscribe to the New York Wrestling Media on YouTube. Tap that bell for notifications on new episodes. History and Headlocks, this week's episode 3. We're diving into when celebrities invade the world of professional wrestling. So it's going to be a very fun, interesting conversation going about that because it's going to be talking about a lot of celebrities, A-list, D-list, and a former president who actually made a lot of impact in the world of wrestling. But you have to tune in for episode 3 to hear all about all that.
All right, my brother. And as for you guys who have been watching on the live stream, thanks for checking in, you guys. And make sure for the rest of the episode, you download, subscribe to Turnbuckle Tabloid on all the podcasting outlets and much, much more. So, guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around. And as always, I have to hit the outro because Mark never knows when a live stream is done. So,
he never knows. He never knew you did this for him.
I know. Isn't that something? And I still do it anyway. Check you guys in a sec. It's your boy Jada Red Santy, your host of Turnbuckle Tabloid, here to say thank you to you, the listener, for being a part of the 7 years of wrestling, babble, and all things ridiculous here at Turnbuckle Tabloid. The podcast has been here doing it big for so many years, and we appreciate every person who's subscribed and listened to the podcast each and every year. But I got something else for you guys. Yeah, we've been doing it up different this time of year. Starting to expand our wings a little bit more. We're hitting up the YouTubes, hitting up the Twitch, hitting up the TikToks. Yeah, boy, hitting up the IGs as well. We're doing live streams there, and I want you guys to be a part of it as well. It's going to be exclusive content there. So what you don't get on the podcast, you'll get on the live streams. So it'll be great if you guys like, subscribe, began following all those social media websites for Turnbuckle Tabloid, and believe me, you will not miss a thing. Catch us there.
It's Wrestling Rundown with Jay Santy.
Live from New York, it's Turnbuckle Tabloid.
I like that. That's what I need. I need a different background for the show. I need something from I don't know what the hell I need.
You need an outside exterior, another
like a sunset or some shit. I don't know. Echo, why are you even? Did I even say Echo? It's like yes.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that?
Mind your business, Echo.
If you'd like to tell me how I can improve, try saying, I have feedback.
Fuck off.
I wish I could hear you.
That's
funny.
That's a nice look for you, Mike. That really does. And especially with the piano in the back, it just says, look at me. I'm ostentatious.
Listen, I would love a house like that. Shit.
Guys, this is a big weekend for me. This is gonna be a great weekend for me. With what's going down and what's happening, this is awesome.
What's going on, Jay?
I mean, you guys don't know. I mean, why do we do a podcast? Of course, you know why.
Yeah.
Football season, yeah.
Oh, you guys and your football.
Yeah.
Men and their football.
My Giants is gonna suck this year, but that's okay. More fantasy football leagues. It's awesome.
Oh my god!
I mean, Jay, you have your Giants. I'm staying hopeful for just week 1 of the Jets. Come on, Aaron.
Woo! Don't get hurt. First play of the game. Woo!
No, not 9-11 again. Not 9-11.
Oh, I forgot. And All Out is this weekend too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, that'll be the main event. But but other than that, football. Yeah, let's get it.
God.
I'm so mad that I work this weekend because I can. Yes, I can. I'll still partake in opening game stuff. I will do game day stuff.
I was going to say
on it.
I was gonna say that's not stopping you. Work doesn't give a damn.
Hey! I have responsibilities, sir. You remember that. I have responsibilities. So as always, I am the. Before I even go into that, I forgot. I have guests today in Turnbuckle Tabloid's Wrestling Rundown, ladies and gentlemen. I have the host of Histories and Headlocks on your New York Wrestle Media, the network. I have Ariana and Mike because, we don't want to be whole milk anymore. We just want to be Mike now. You see, with his exterior that he has now in his home that he's living in these days, he's we pay good over here in New York WrestleMania. We pay good.
Exactly.
I'm still waiting for my pay. So
it's coming.
It's coming beautiful.
The youngest coming in a Brinks truck. They're gonna have it in the armored guards are gonna bring.
Oh, sweet!
Your New York WrestleMedia check is coming soon.
Nice, awesome.
We're still waiting to be monetized, Ariana.
Promotion.
Hey.
We're gonna be the greatest wrestling media podcast ever. It's just we're gonna be great. We're always gonna be great. So, as always, I'm the Norm McDonald of this segment, and this is your Wrestling Rundowns weekend update.
You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I just got to get into the flow. So, did anybody hear some stuff about Nikki Bella and this whole divorce thing? I'm going to defer to you because, this is kind of like a more sensitive, gossipy kind of subject matter.
Wow, that came out of left field.
Do you watch Dancing with the Stars or?
No, I don't really watch it. But I did know she was married to one of the dancers on the show, and like they just had a baby. Like a year or two ago?
Something like that. No. There may be like 3 already.
Yeah, he's about the same age as Buddy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Birdie. One of it is one of
the little guy, Buddy, the son. Yeah, but dude, like. That blew my mind. I didn't know really what to make of that news. How do you?
She's speechless.
I just never understand how a person could put their hands on their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, But then the thing that blew me out was I wouldn't you never can tell with anybody, but him, that kind of guy. I'm he looked. Whenever you watch, I don't know if you watched Total Bellas. I didn't watch it. I just saw clips. He didn't seem like that kind of guy.
Yeah, he doesn't look like an aggressive person. He looks.
That's a scary thing, though. The people that you least expect are the ones that are the most violent or the most crazy.
That is true. That is very true. Don't judge a book by its cover with that one. When a person gets angry, you don't know what they're capable of doing.
I mean, shit. We're gonna talk about the other person that has allegations against him. He lost his job, but what the initial headline was Artem gets arrested for domestic violence.
Right.
I jokingly said, did he not understand the theme song? You can look, but you can't touch.
Right.
Nice, good one.
Yeah, I know it's dark, but come on.
All right, we get it. No more Vince McMahon's docuseries that's going to be on Netflix. I already know that I'm going to have to watch it because I have to do a report for it anyway. Because as silly as this show can be, I'm considered media, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there are key individuals who were not interviewed for this. For example, Jim Ross was not interviewed for this Netflix series, and it's why not get one of the closest guys to Vince to talk about it? He's going to be honest. He's not going to bullshit. In the Vice series in the Dark Side of the Ring, he never bullshit. So but also, I think Bill Simmons is doing it as well, and he could be a little fluff piece kind of guy sometimes as well. So I said, unless they get down to the nitty gritty and we find out why he's a fucking deviant, I'm probably going to say this is going to suck. What about you, Mike?
I mean, they did allude to it in the trailer, and when you see the people they got talking, like the talking heads, Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, like all the people he made famous, and those, unfortunately, in the past year have kind of showed their support for Vince in a bad way. But I mean, I'm not surprised Jim Ross is not a talking head because I mean, not for nothing. If Jim was a talking head, he'd be like, "That motherfucker made my life miserable." He would have like unloaded everything that man did to him over the years.
Right.
Yeah. I could imagine the people that they chose to speak on the show were probably, like Mike said, people who kind of sort of still support him or won't have anything bad to say about him. Because they may not want to dabble too far into what's been going on the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't seen the preview, but I know I think I saw a screenshot where he says something like, "Oh, everybody thinks I'm this bad person, and I want to show that I'm not as bad as people think I am," or some crap like that.
Yeah,
and so I just
pushing people in the pool with all their clothes on and shit, and
and meanwhile he was shitting on people's heads, you know. Allegedly, and it's like. It's like I just feel like this is going to be a big like ass kissing, trying to paint him like this amazing boss, an amazing human being. I don't think they're going to touch base on some of the negative stuff.
When the trailer they do,
what they got to do? Go ahead, quick.
In the trailer they did allude to it at the end, but it's all just a piece of Vince saying, "Don't believe what you read" or anything like that.
Right, it's a fluff piece.
And then like you have Triple H as a talking head. Meanwhile, he's running the company. Like, I mean, it'd be interesting if Stephanie or Shane are talking heads on this, but I doubt it.
It's wrestling.
Yeah.
Next up, is AEW overpaying their wrestlers? It seems as though that WWE is not pleased with the fact that AEW may have overpaid talent such as Swerve Strickland, some that they were pursuing. Is this good or bad for business? Out of your thoughts?
I don't think it's WWE's business what another company pays their workers. They dropped the ball with Swerve big time. They fired him. They didn't bring him back. He made his name in AEW. He deserves every penny that he's getting. I don't know how much it is, obviously, but I don't doubt that he deserves it because he has done everything possible to be noticed, to be put on the map. He works his ass off every week that we see him on TV. And every match he has is phenomenal. So for them to now say, "Oh, he doesn't deserve it," who are you to say that? So then what are you paying your actual workers? I'm curious to know. I know I heard nobody makes less than 6 figures on the roster.
So, and twofold. Number one, Vince fired Swerve.
Right.
That was Triple H's boy. He wanted him badly to stay there. That was Vince's deal to get rid of the whole Hit Roll thing. Right. That's there. Secondly, right, they shouldn't be looking at other people's money.
Right.
The barometer is once you start. This is the old WCW. WWF thing all over again. This is what we're looking at. You're giving them guaranteed contracts. They're getting paid X amount of money. And I believe in WWE, the highest contract that they had was Brock's for a while. Brock was the highest. Behind him, I believe it was Roman. Then Charlotte's getting good money there.
I know Cena was like 10.
Right. Cena at one point was getting that.
Taker, Triple H still.
I think what it is. No, Triple H talent wise was only getting $2 million a year.
Yeah, but he was still like up in the top 10s.
No, not compared to the talent of it. His money actually dropped once he became the COO. Once he became the COO, his pay dropped because he got the executive money. That's what went.
Right.
But I think what they're looking at is how they're swinging the scale of salary rise when it comes to talent across the board for wrestlers. To me, it's going to happen gradually anyway. It's going to happen. It happened in all sports. It's football, baseball, down the line. They're going to get big name contracts and big money contracts. The fact is, talent is now going to wait and measure. Is it going to be about the money? or is it going to be about, the comfort of where I'm at or where I can work at? That's pretty much down the line what it is.
And think about this too, for guys like Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix who are about to be free agents, if they see what Swerve's getting, they're thinking all our money's going to him. They might just they might take the offer from WWE and say, that's a good paycheck. I'll go over there.
Well, what leads me to. So apparently AEW is being sued by Kevin Kelly and the Tate brothers. With this being, Kevin Kelly is suing due to, believe me, when it comes to big business, everybody, if you don't get sued, you ain't doing business.
Right, so, exactly.
So
doing something right.
So apparently, with the Kevin Kelly, his issues more along the line of he and Ian Rickenbottom, Ian Rickenbody's issues down the line, in which Rickenbody called him a QAnon follower and much other stuff. As for the Tate brothers, their lawsuit is about, well, they said that they cut us due to budget cuts, but yet you just signed Swerve Strickland and Daniel Garcia to all his money. So where's the budget cuts?
I will add the reason they were, because Tony Khan mentioned this when those budget cuts did happen. He said not only was it budget, but it was also the fact that when it came down to booking the Tate brothers, they no-showed a lot of their stuff. So so he made public. That was a reason for their.
Right. It was more disciplinary than budget.
Mm-hmm. Right. So at the same time, the Tate brothers have argued and said, no, we have receipts saying that that's not what the issue. But we're going to see how it plays out. Because why? Who's taking the case? Stephen P. News. Oh, Stephen. So Stephen P. News taking the case. Jim Ross had said on his podcast, he says, well, when you're dealing with big business, I'm paraphrasing, when you're dealing with big business like a Tony Khan, you're not going to have the money because he could pay all day for his attorneys, and you're not going to be able to. But I have to say, with a guy like Stephen P. New, he likes shit like this because he gets notoriety and he wants to be big business. So I like to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Kevin Kelly has such vengeance behind him.
Honestly, I didn't even think he was that great as a broadcaster. Like as a backstage interviewer, he was fun. Mm-hmm. But play by play, snooze. Like honestly, like they did us a favor by getting rid of him.
Speaking of getting rid of, Odyssey Jones gone, disappeared, magic. He's out of here.
So he disappeared for 2 years, comes back for like 2 weeks, and then gets fired.
But Adi, the same thing you thought, I thought immediately once he got on. What was your thoughts when that happened?
I mean, when I heard he disappeared, I'm like, oh, he did something.
Mm-hmm.
He did something because you don't just yank somebody off like that with no kind of like notice, no kind of announcement. It's like he didn't exist. So he did something. And then to find out that there was somebody commenting about him for months on X, leaving comments, and not just recently. I think this started going back in like, when did he get back on TV? Like in July?
Yeah, it was around, yeah.
Well, it was started even before he was on TV because they wished him about happy birthday or something. And this person just started to write about him abusing her.
Right.
And for months, this person was putting it out there. People were either ignoring it or telling them to shut up. You're lying, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, at this point, some kind of proof was presented to WWE, and they made the decision that he's got to go.
This reminds me a lot of the Enzo situation because remember when he got fired, the allegations came out, and then WWE took quick action and then just got rid of him. Because WWE at this point, let's be real here, they do not want to deal with lawsuits anymore. I mean, they're dealing with the Janelle Grant one, and then when this came up, they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Right.
They probably asked him, "What's going on?" And then he probably gave his reason, and they said, "Listen, we gotta let you go. We can't have you right now."
No.
The same thing happened with Rich Swann, and he was cleared of his incident until recently, in which we just found out breaking today that he was found guilty of all his charges of breaking and entering and public display of intoxication. So it's a bad look. But he said he's going into help for that.
Right.
As for Odyssey Jones, immediately when I saw that it was him going bye-bye, I was like, this got to be a DV case. Automatic. I said, it got to be DV. And that would be the best way to go, because it was a CP case. Oh, that looks bad.
Even worse.
Yeah, so I pretty much knew something down the line with that.
No company wants that, because look at what happened with BJ Whitmer, right?
Exactly, yeah.
He was gone.
Yeah, so, yeah.
It was a fun 2 weeks for Mr. Odyssey Jones.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board.
Next up, don't worry, Obafemi's gonna fill that role real nicely. Don't worry about it.
And our boy, and now our boy Karrion Kross is feuding with the Miz.
Yeah, so.
He has a new target, Ariana.
Oh. When did I miss this? When did this happen? I'm sorry, we're like derailing this.
This happened on Monday. It happened on Monday. It was a backstage thing.
I must have been in the bathroom.
Kross was like, remember when you were? It was like, remember when you were WWE champion and the Miz looked all sad and defeated, like, and then it's like, Awesome Truth versus Final Testament.
And not to lie though, but New Day is kind of jinxed though, because whenever they have like a start building up a rivalry or something going on, something happens. Big E gets hurt. Now it's like, back to the drawing board, guys.
Yep.
We can't turn none of you guys heel. So we're not doing that.
They're not splitting up anytime soon now, I think.
Oh, please. Just some quick notes on some signings. Nikki Cross has re-signed with WWE. Yay, Nikki. Asuka has re-signed with WWE. Yay, Asuka.
Perfect.
And Victoria lands herself a Legends deal with WWE. Woohoo!
Hall of Fame.
About time.
Hall of Fame.
Oh my God.
Always loved her. And then come to find out that she's a chubby chaser. Yeah.
And honestly, yo, let me tell you, I got to finally meet her in Philly, and she was a bucket list for like 2 decades.
Right? Wow.
And
that's cool.
It was worth meeting. She is one of the nicest, sweetest, kindest, friendliest people. Like I felt like I knew her all my life. That's how she makes you feel.
Man, Victoria,
beautiful.
Tara. But listen, whatever. I always like her ring work. I always liked her entrance music, whichever one she used.
Tattoo was
great.
Someone is broken.
It always felt with Victoria that she was like, the WWE was like blackballing her for some weird reason, and then it was like good to see her at the Rumble during the pandemic. That was a genuine surprise. Now it's like for me and Jay, get her in the video games, get her in the Hall of Fame, like start bringing her back get her back in the mix.
Yeah, she's like I said, she was ahead of the game when it came to work wise. She was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to Tom Lattimore for winning the NWA World Title this past weekend. Lattimore defeated EC3 for the Covenant 10 pounds of gold.
Woohoo. Bram is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Hey, the guy's actually a good work though. I like, because of what his history was, and it was all, rectified later on down the line. The guy has made great strides to show that he could actually work in the ring and fix his mistakes. So congratulations. EC3 also had a good run as well there. Cool dude. I gotta find a way to get into NWA a little bit more like I used to, but I just can't. Like, I don't know what it is. I just can't.
Tyrus left a big shit and it just stinks.
I guess. I don't know.
Also,
could be.
Also, what is with EC3's tattoos? He's just a bunch of black lines on him. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? It looks like he's on drugs.
Yikes!
Those are scars. Those mean pain in my life. I can't call it.
The control your narrative shit. All right, look at a picture of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull him up right now.
Yeah. Why you do that? Congratulations to Killer Kelly. She's pregnant.
Oh, I love this.
Who's her man again?
Myron Reed.
Myron Reed.
Myron Reed. Right.
Shocked. I didn't even know they were dating.
The fourth rascal, the one they don't talk about.
Why?
Oh, I see them now. Yeah.
Why is it that the Killer Kelly that I remember for a couple of years ago doesn't look like the Killer Kelly I see now? For some reason, she's different, right?
Her hair.
She got a glow up.
Yeah, like the red hair is gone because she's growing out she can't dye her hair when she's pregnant.
Right.
And then, she's got that beautiful, fuller pregnancy glow, like Mike just said.
I don't even know, like, even
beautiful.
I was like, wow. I said, that's not the same. Okay.
I mean, she's beautiful.
We talked about it before, Ari, when we talked about the difference between Kurt Angle from WWE to Kurt Angle in TNA. He was frightening in TNA.
That clip.
I mean, Kurt Angle was very scary in TNA.
The way he just looked into the camera, like,
yeah.
He pulled the mask off, and it was so weird. And he
alone.
Yes, with that creepy smile on his face, like, hi.
The 1,000-yard stare.
Oh.
And in the beard, he looked Dominican, man.
The beard is straight out of Dominican barbershop. Straight.
He did. Like Dominican.
Everybody excited? Mercedes Moné is dropping an album in December. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Next. We're skipping this nonsense. Yeah. Who gives a fuck?
I gotta hear it. And I swear, I'm mad because it drops in December and Third Announcer Table will be on hiatus during that time because I would love to hear their thoughts about that.
Oh, don't worry. That'll be the season finale. We'll make them wait.
You don't. Maybe she's a good singer. You don't know. I mean,
no,
isn't she cousins with Brandy and Ray J and Snoop?
Yeah,
just Snoop.
It's supposed to be
and Ray J and Brandy.
Yeah.
They're all cousins.
They're all cousins. So
maybe she inherited the musical gene too.
Yeah.
Miss Positive over there.
Hey, listen. You never know.
Me and Jay said it last week. You're so positive on everything.
I try. I try.
It's gonna be her theme music, and I'm gonna be like, "Yep, that's how we're gonna sell it. No problem."
I'd rather get Camille wrapped than her.
Next up, Giselle Shaw was fired by TNA.
Was she fired? I thought she asked for her release.
Granted her release, Jay.
Granted her release. No, apparently in the back it said that she was fired, that higher ups and executives were ready to let her go, and some had said that they did not know of her sexuality.
Really?
Come on. As a matter of fact, I believe one said wrestler was the one who brought it to their attention. That's what that's what the gossip is, girl. But I think it has more to do with who her man is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would think that's what it is. But because they can't fire somebody because of their sexuality, that's a guaranteed lawsuit.
But it was also said that somebody was trying to drive drag her name through the mud by saying that she was sleeping with a lot of wrestlers as well. Like, what?
Well, I mean, she was dating the promoter at the time, so I mean, I don't know how long they were dating until he got in power and she started wrestling for them. But it's just like when that was revealed, it was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Because then noticeably she got a push on TV, and then once Scott D'Amore got the axe, she wasn't used on TV for TNA anymore. So kind of the writing was pretty much on the wall for her and her run.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're still together. No, they live together.
No, yeah, they're still together. It's just that now it's like, I guess, like I said last week, I think Giselle is probably going to be joining Scott's promotion soon.
Probably, because her last post from earlier today on IG said, "Going to shake things up. Are you ready?"
Okay.
Good.
All right, Adi, you can take a breather on this one because this is where men talk. Real men talk on this one. Breather here. So, Mike, what about that WWE 2K24 release, huh?
Yeah, y'all can talk. I'll look around for EC3 tattoos.
I told you, real men talk. Yeah, so what you thought about the release that you moved up, Mike?
Jay, what was the last message I sent to you about 2K? You can't do an update for this fucking tag belts?
Oh, no, please. It's not happening. Not happening. Also, they moved up the date because apparently they got it wrong. They have to do what what they've been doing down the line every time they release, which is basically on Wednesdays. This is going to be their biggest pack they have. I think everybody. I'm anticipating this one because this is the one I'm going to be live streaming. This is why I'm going to start doing the universe on the network with, because I'm going to get this pack.
Because this pack has all the current fucking people on the roster.
Right. You waited until fucking September to do this. Like, honestly.
Jade Cargill, Lara Valkyria, Carlito, Dragon Lee, Michelle McCool, which is a weird one. Nia Jackson. There's another one. There's another female. There's 7 of them.
Yeah, it's a stack fucking DLC, and we had to wait till September to get it.
We got Post Malone and Pat McAfee's pack before this.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to play with a football in a game. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
now I can throw a chocolate and a football at people.
Exactly. You've never been raised in a Spanish household, brother. That's what the whole shit. You now only 2 things you get thrown at.
One of many.
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Adi, you could come back. Men finish stop talk. If I finish talk,
right.
You can come back.
All right.
WWE's headquarters, the old Titan Towers, are for sale. How much I got? Let's put some money into this.
That could be our studios, right?
New York Wrestling Media Building.
Right.
Connecticut.
Big logo. Just got the big mask with it. Oh, it'll be great.
Imagine. Oh, my gosh.
Why is New York Wrestle Media in Connecticut? Because the rent is cheaper. Shut up.
Right.
That's true.
Mind your business. Out with the old, in with the new. Has anybody seen the new one? You know, it's funny because anybody who drives up that way, whenever they go past WWE headquarters, the old or the new, they have to send me a picture.
Yes.
They feel the need to send me the picture. And you know who's never been up that way? Me. Never.
Really?
Never. No.
No, I remember when as we would go to like shows or signings in Connecticut and we drive by the old one.
Right.
And we'd be like, look. It's Mecca.
Yeah. Everybody that goes by the old building would take a picture in front of the steps, be like, I'm on my way to the big time type thing. When I was little, when DX did the whole spray painted DX on the building, me and my dad drove up there. No pictures, we just drove up there to be like, oh, that's cool, and then drive back.
You saw the DX on it?
Yeah, that was when DX spray painted the whole DX on the side of the building.
Oh, wow, so they kept it up for a while.
Yeah, I think it was like the day after we went.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Did you see who made a return to wrestling? Mandy Rose has made a return. She looks as though she's in they had a recent contract signing with her and the Juggernauts, Jordan Grace, at an indie event. I can't believe that OnlyFans money really dried up that fast, huh? That can't be it, right?
She's a millionaire, Jay. She's set for life. When you said wrestling legend, I thought you were going to talk about.
I said, guess who's coming back to wrestling? I thought you
were going to mention the whole Dory Funk thing. He did the death match over there in Japan.
7 decades of wrestling.
My God.
Go home, viejo. Go home.
He's my dad's age. He's like 83 or something like that.
Kasi, he's almost there, yeah, or something like that.
My dad's gonna be 83 next month. I can't imagine him doing.
It's like, Adi, have you been seeing the videos of Frankie Valli that they're just putting him out there? He looks like an animatronic from Disney World.
And I love Frankie Valli.
And he's not even singing. He's just
they wheel him out, right?
Yeah.
Like he's a stack of boxes and just put him there, and
he can't even get the words right by lip syncing it. I'm like, yo, who's doing this?
And people were like, "Oh no, I was there. He was singing."
Oh, God. He looks like an old karate film. It's like he's not. It's the dubbing is bad.
Yeah, Tony Bennett had freaking Alzheimer's, and he looked better.
Yeah, he was singing. He knew his songs. Yeah, he was singing
still knew his songs,
yeah. So Mandy Rose is back.
That's so random.
Yeah.
You saw that she said she would come back if she would come back if she joins the Raw roster only.
Oh, okay.
She wants that Netflix money. I
guess.
Definitely.
You're gonna see. You already know you're gonna see the vignettes of.
The Golden Goddess makes her return.
You can not only see me on Netflix, but you can also see me on my OnlyFans.
Oh Lord!
And here's my tag team partner, Eva Marie.
You want feet pictures? It's another $25. How do you ever thought about doing that? Like OnlyFans for your feet?
Hell no. For my feet? Nah. Nobody's
Oh,
gonna pay.
whoa.
I was like, whoa, no, hey, that's
I was
it.
about to say, Jay just outright said.
No.
For my feet?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't like my feet, so I don't see how I
somebody will, but I hear women make like $3-4 grand a month on doing.
Yeah, it's crazy. People, listen, the fetishes out there, man, are
They
nuts.
sit there and they like crush peanut butter, fucking have M&Ms on their toes.
I'm very grateful that I have a good paying job.
You have dignity.
I have
You
dignity.
pride. You have
I mean,
pride.
maybe if I were to lose my job tomorrow, I'd be like, shit.
Shit, if I could get away with it, I'll do videos of me like painting my toenails, rubbing lotion on it, squeezing hot dogs between my toes. Shit on it.
I just don't like feet, so I can't. I don't even like my own feet. So
I just love how this all started with, all right, have you ever thought about doing OnlyFans?
I know. I was like,
and then it's like, with your feet.
But you see, that's what you do. That's how you learn.
Put that little slight little pause in there, and I'm like,
yeah, it's a little caveat. Then you make a left turn, and you go.
In that moment, Ariana was like, I was asked to do history and headlocks, not OnlyFans.
Like, hey, what kind of shit is going on here?
New York Wrestle Media OnlyFans now?
What kind of photo shoot are we doing?
Wait a minute. That's a good idea. New York Wrestling Media OnlyFans. Gotta make a note.
Lord,
Any case,
Jesus.
Speaking of Vince, it seems as though Fox Network was not happy with his booking, which is causing the reason why that they are actually having to say bye-bye with them.
What is wrong with these companies?
You knew what you were getting, Fox, you idiots.
But they were probably sold a bill of goods, and with Vince saying something, and whenever they came to have board meetings and say, "Hey, Vince, this is the kind of direction that we want to go to," at least this was a network that actually knows what the hell they're talking about. It's not like years past where they just, well, you're looking at a demo. It's like, no, we want better booking on this show. So they lose out on the deal, and next week we see SmackDown on USA.
I was going to say it's quick. It's a quick turnaround next week.
We get
new season.
We get 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 WWE shows on one network: Raw Monday night, NXT Tuesday, and the debut of SmackDown on Friday.
I think they also said we're getting new logos, new theme songs, and intros too.
Isn't it supposed to be like the season debut of all of them and stuff?
Do you wonder why? Do you wonder if that's the reason? I mean, maybe it's just me, but I've heard some other people say lately, SmackDown's been very dull. Like, do you wonder if they just been phoning it in the last couple of months because they know they're leaving?
Well,
it'd be funny on the USA premiere. They go all out with the fucking
all over the place. Like back in the day, the fist. They bring the fist back out.
The Rock returns for the main event against Cody.
For the debut, I want the dude that's on TikTok and on Instagram that does the Jacob Fatu.
Yes, yes, that dude is awesome.
I want that dude Fatuing in the laundromat. We need to roll. Like, that's what I want. That's the debut I need.
That'd be awesome.
By the way, Mike, we got to get him on the show. He's actually a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people we gotta get. We gotta get the Big Trouble Ben Bishop on this show too.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
He's so fucking funny. All this shit on TikTok.
Who's the other one? The Professor?
No. Mr. Professor. Him too.
Yeah, him. Yeah, him.
He would be so great to get on the show. He's adorable.
Well, that's good to know, Ari.
He's like a big teddy bear, you know?
Well, you guys too. Like I said, history and headlocks. You guys could do interviews on.
I don't know. We gotta make our connections.
Yes. We got shit lined up. Don't worry, Joe.
Once we're settled in.
Speaking of old school, Saturday night's main event coming back. Really? Like, what you guys are hearing about this?
Yeah, I saw something about that.
Just today, we have heard about it.
A big NBC special or something like that. That's what it was called.
Well, when years ago, back in the times when I was in my youth,
you and me both.
Yeah, I didn't want to call you out, but you know.
Oh, Mike called me out for filming.
I didn't call you out that bad.
I was like, oh,
Ugh.
he just called her.
I'm trying to let people think I'm younger than what I am, man.
That's what the whole lighting and the filtering goes on. That's what
You
we
know,
do here.
come on, man.
So, yeah. So years ago, anytime Saturday Night Main Event would come on, it was because Saturday Night Live was on hiatus. So you'll always get those specials. And those were the shows because your parents let you stay up late to watch it. You know, you had, you know, it was going to be some debauchery going on. We didn't get the, we didn't have the internet back then. So you had to see what was going to be, even though there was pre-recorded from like 4 months ago, but you didn't know. Do you remember what was your more memorable Saturday Night Main Event that occurred?
I can't remember. I wouldn't say an actual episode, but I do remember anytime Mean Gene and the Bushwhackers would do something. Like when they did the Oktoberfest.
Right.
They were dressing their heaterlos in with their cheese balls. And
I think I remember seeing that clip with all them eating having a eating contest. And then it goes
the cheese ball. The cheese ball. It's so cute.
And then, of course, the era of Saturday Night's Main Event that I fucking get is Matt Hardy against Evander Holyfield. You get a weird 6-man tag with Kane, Eugene, and Doink against Umaga Visser and Kevin Thorne.
Yeah,
that's the weird Saturday Night Main Events I got.
So weird. Like
so everybody mistakes that the title change with Andre and Hulk, where Andre gives the Intercontinental the Tag Team Championship to Ted DiBiase,
World Tag Team Champion to Ted DiBiase.
Everybody mistakes that to be on Saturday Night's Main Event, and it didn't happen. That actually happened on a Friday main event. So what I remember that happened, one of the matches that I remember was a steel cage match between Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff, where they both hit the ground at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like the drastic, I believe, or during the drastic turn when Orndorff was turning heel on Hogan again. So that was like one of the Sunday nights I remember. That and anytime Honky Tonk came out.
I was gonna say, was this Saturday Night's Main Event when Honky went to hit Macho Man with the chair with the guitar, and then Elizabeth slid in?
Yes.
In front of, and was begging like, please no. And then they did the whole "Stand by Your Man," the whole vignette with the song.
I think just a quick question. Didn't they also confuse like the No Holds Barred tag match they did with promoting the movie that was on Saturday Night's Main Event? I think that was a own separate event, right?
Yes, I think
Hogan and Beefcake against Zeus and Macho Man.
Yeah,
right.
No Holds Barred, shitty movie. We got to do a watch along of that shit one day.
Oh God.
Lastly, before we go into the main event, the modern day Hulk Hogan, Cody Rhodes, apparently he, Fanatics and WWE are getting sued.
I feel dirty you saying the modern day Hulk Hogan is Cody Rhodes.
No, he is the modern day Hulk Hogan.
He's the real American, right?
Without the racism.
No racism from him, yeah.
Crazy. He's invited to the barbecue. We've been telling that.
He's invited to the cookie.
I mean, has anybody seen Cody's wife?
He's somewhat...
And he's half Latin.
Yeah, as I said, he's somewhat Cubano, so you know it happens.
Sure, he's that.
So apparently, a musician has claimed that he had the rights and trademarks to the name American Nightmare. So, do you see?
Where's he been all these years then?
Listen, do you see that they're gonna pay him off and say, "All right, shut up. You can take this money and just go away"?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
I know, right?
Here's $1 million. Shut up.
I mean, exactly. All right. So let's get to the main event. The main event is All Out. By the way, I have to apologize to someone in the group. I have to apologize to someone right now. I made a broad statement recently, and I made a comment about how things aren't going right, and maybe they need to focus a little bit more. But it's actually two people. The first will be AEW. I have to apologize to you guys. And the second one will have to be Ariana, because I said the whole thing with Swerve and Hangman was a dead issue. But after Dynamite, I fucking popped. You burned down the man's house.
His childhood home.
Whose house?
Yes.
Not yours, because it's burnt to the ground now. It's gone.
Bro, and you know what? Somebody brought it to my attention that the new Tron, or whatever you want to call it, for Hangman lately is very Walking Dead-esque.
Right.
There's a burning house in it.
Oh, look at that.
Long-term storytelling, man.
He's burning. He's burning. So
beautiful Easter egg right there.
So apparently, with this, they and what is it? They reignited the flame of this storyline.
That's very clever, Jay.
And I know that a lot of people were already well, this is nothing but a rehashing of Randy versus Bray. Remember when Randy did it to Bray's house? I'm like, shut up.
That wasn't a house. That was a shack.
Let it rock, man. Just let it rock.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you think about Swerve broke into his home.
Mm-hmm.
So now he said, oh, yeah, I'm going to take away your home.
Not only that, he sat while it burned and was sipping whiskey. I was like, you're good. I did the whole Goodfellas, the Robert De Niro and
oh man,
analyze
those
it.
Pictures.
You're good. You're good.
All those pictures they've been posting. Oof.
Jay, what about the fact that he sat in Swerve's dad's chair?
Yeah. Yes. Listen, and then they were selling it early on, because as soon as they were showing the pictures, like Swerve got his old house, I'm like, something going down tonight.
I should have known. Meanwhile, I was texting Ariana last night. We're talking about the show, and we're like, imagine, because we mentioned the whole him buying the house. We're like, oh, that's sweet. And then I was like, I saw somebody on Twitter say, imagine they set the house on fire.
I was like, something going down.
And then they set the house on fire. And it's funny too, because people also said that in WWE they give the whole holy shit, or they point at the Titantron saying, you fucked up at Hangman, you fucker. In AEW, this is arson.
Listen, I
great.
Swerve almost got me too, because his guy liner almost started running too. So I was like, okay.
My lord, he was.
Swerve, he sold it perfectly.
And Nana like this.
Nana had the reaction of, "Oh, I fucked up. I showed everybody the house."
By the way, did anybody see the picture of Prince Nana when he was doing a tryout match in WWE?
Oh my god, that picture floated everywhere. Him on metal.
His big butt. He had a big old booty back then.
I love the comments. He goes, "Yes, that is me."
I know.
So, what we got for All Out?
Surprisingly, the day we're doing this, the day after Dynamite, there's only 8 matches so far announced for the show.
Don't we have
Collision?
Collision, where we have another match that's going to be
yes.
With they have the 3 matches booked for who's going to be international title belt or continental.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll add a couple of more matches tomorrow.
Right,
and they're going head to head with SmackDown.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I'll be watching Collision because I want to know who wins these matches.
And you can always go back to watch SmackDown anyway. So.
I was about to say Ariana just really does not like SmackDown right now. So
yeah.
So we have 8 matches here for All Out. We're going in order from what's opening to what the main event is. Opening match for the AEW International title. By the way, I feel like this is deja vu. We just did this 2 weeks ago for All In. Now we're back here for All Out. Will Ospreay defends against Pac.
Ospreay wins, but I want to say that this is going to be a really good match. It should be when you hear it. But I got a feeling this is going to be a real try-hard match for me, honestly. It's going to be like that. Still going to be entertaining, but it's going to be a try-hard match.
The amount of flips Ospreay is going to do to Pac as well.
I just want them to get fucking stiff, and Pac.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to see some stiff shit going on.
Yeah.
I want M2 Wing to go, I don't like this cartoony shit. I want it to be a fight. then don't watch wrestling, bro. It's like,
you go in the corner with the rest of the people that have problems.
Yeah, go watch UFC.
it's like,
Go watch UFC. Go watch UFC.
Stagey. Just stop
This is
being so
wrestling.
stagey. That's what wrestling is.
I don't know.
Because believe me, I'm gonna have somebody hold my arm while they walk a tightrope of the on the top of the
And not pull them down.
and not pull them down while they drop an arm or elbow into my arm. Yeah, right. That's exactly what's happening.
Right? We'll get a cigarette. Like, what are you doing? We're taking a walk?
Full Undertaker, right?
How high are you going? Are we in agreement? Osprey retains.
Yeah.
I will say it's good to have Pac back weekly because there was a period where it was like he was here, hurt here, then he goes back overseas. It's good to see him back.
It's funny. I have a friend who is a big WWF fan, and he hasn't really gotten into AEW only because he watches other stuff on Wednesdays. And he put it on, and he was like, "I didn't know Neville was in AEW." And Cesaro, and I'm like, "Oh, now you know."
When you call him Neville, you already know. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And Vince wanted to turn him into Mighty Mouse.
Bro.
Next up, it's funny you mentioned Cesaro. He teams up with Wheeler Yuta to challenge the Young Bucks for the World Tag Team titles. Last time I said the Acclaimed were going to win based on the story. Fuck it. Just give it to Claudio and Wheeler Yuta on this
Give
show.
them all the belts.
Because the two, both of them with Pac are the trio champions as well.
Right.
For me, I have to say that I don't care about this match because I can't stand Wheeler Yuta. I'm sorry. He turns me off. I can't take you serious, fam. I can't. But
it's hard to take that man serious, especially when he opens his mouth.
He should have wore a mask or something. Like he should. I'm sorry, like this is something not appealing.
He always looks like he's got to take a poop or something. He's always
sad.
Right? He was trying to look hard, but it looks sad instead.
Right.
He's like, I want to be beat up too with the Blackpool Combat Club.
When they used to beat him up all the time.
He's like, oh, why not me? Why not me getting chopped like that? Give me that.
Jesus.
And he's one of these pet projects that Tony Khan will never give up on.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's good. He's improved a lot.
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw him, I'm like, this kid is not that great, but he has improved. Once he started working with Brian and Mox, and he has improved. But his personality is just flat.
It's bland. He has no character.
Flat.
Either way, I see the champs retaining.
Yeah.
By the way, are we in agreement that this authority bullshit is failing miserably? It doesn't make sense anymore.
It's gonna have to fade out eventually. Yeah.
It was supposed to fade out blood and guts.
Yeah, but then they won't win. Wait, no,
they
lost.
They lost.
They lost. Yeah, I'm thinking about the other thing.
Daniel's being representative. Daniel's representative Tony Khan. Meanwhile, Tony Khan's like, I'm right here. I'm still making the decisions.
He's like, I just don't want to go out there and get beat up.
No, because I have if it's not me doing it, I have Christopher Daniels doing it. Yeah.
Right. And Big Show's running Ring of Honor. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Next up, me and Ari are excited about this match. For the CMLL Women's Championship, Chicago Street Fight, Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander.
Actually, I don't think the belt's on the line.
No, it's on the line.
Is it on the line? Okay, I heard Simon Miller saying it wasn't on the line, and he was confused. So I'm like, maybe
because Chris won an eliminator. Because Chris won an eliminator match, which Jay loves the eliminator matches.
Right,
to earn this match, and then Willow won the stip thing at All In. So and now we're here. This is definitely the blow off.
Yeah, sure. Let's defend another company's title on our show. Sure, no problem. All right.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know. Like, I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
They'll be all over the place. It'll be a fun match.
Come on, Jay. This is the third biggest women's feud this year.
I want to see Statlander get the rub just so that
she needs a win.
Yeah, I need to see that.
I think she'll get it. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, if the belt is not on the line, I would say Chris wins. But if it is, I say
let me
Willow
see.
retains. Because it says on Wiki, you know what? Wiki doesn't have the belt on the line.
Let me go to AEW's website and see what they have. Because I was like, that doesn't make sense if it's not online. But unless CMLL has other plans,
Unless another promotion said, "Stop defending our belts on your TV show, idiots."
Exactly.
Hey, it gives them freaking whatchamacallit. Oh wow, they misspelled Rampage on their damn page. AEW Ramage.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Rampage.
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 They misspelled it on their own website.
Yeah, they forgot the P. Yeah, it doesn't show. If you can see, it doesn't show the belts. You can't even see it because of the screen.
So they did the Eliminator stip for no fucking reason.
Yeah, something must have happened.
It's probably CMLL, but definitely put their foot down and said, "We're not changing the belt."
Plus, I think, what's her face? Willow. Sorry, Willow is defending it.
Yeah, she's the champion.
Another weekend, or next weekend, or so. So maybe they plan to take it off of her, and just I don't freaking know, man.
So CML definitely put their foot down. So I'll go with you. I'll say Chris wins this. Chris, yeah. Next up, okay, here we go. 4-way match for the AEW Continental Championship. Kazuchika Okada defends against the winners of these 3 matches. Orange Cassidy versus Brian Keith. Orange wins. I'm just saying who I think is winning. Lance Archer versus Mark Briscoe. Mark's win. Yeah, Mark's probably gonna win that. Yeah, and that'll be a fun match, though. Oh yeah, and not for the Ring of Honor World Title because fuck that company. No. And Konosuke Takeshita versus the Beast Mortis. Oof,
they're gonna be stiffing the shit out of each other.
I think Takeshita got to win that one.
He has to, yeah.
The whole thing?
No, just that match. Yeah.
That match. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious who's winning these matches. Although I wouldn't mind seeing Brian Keith win, honestly. I think he's so good. And he would be good in that mix.
Yeah, but
he's so little.
He is. I was surprised how small he was when I was standing next to him at one point. I'm like, oh shit, this is Brian Keith.
Yeah, like who's taller, him or Grisham?
That's a close one.
I think Grisham's I think he's my height because Jordan's a couple of inches shorter than me. And no, actually, she should be very because she had on at the show we went to. She had on the little heels at the end.
Right.
Yeah, and I was a little taller than her, and I had on sneakers. So he's probably my height.
Yeah. But anyway, Okada's retaining.
Yes, all the fluff, Okada's retaining.
Yeah, that'll end with the Continental Classic if they do it again.
Which is fine, but the prize would be a future world title shot, not for another one of these random ass belts that don't mean jack shit.
Like doing that kind of tournament for another belt?
Right. Well, no. If you win the Continental Classic, then you get a guaranteed title match of your choice.
Right.
Or like we'll do it the Lucha Underground thing. If you have this and you have like 5 successful defenses, then you could be like, okay, I want to challenge for the world title, something like that.
I really love that round robin they did. That was fantastic.
Oh yeah, they had the best matches, but then they added the belt thing. And they're like, oh, now we have a 5th singles men's title on this show.
Yeah, I didn't expect the actual belts.
Yeah. And when you mentioned they teased the whole Jericho Orange Cassidy thing again, so he's probably going to be involved in cost Orange this. So
he'll drop a whole batch of mimosa on him.
Oh no! Next up, okay, here we go. MJF versus Daniel Garcia.
Oof! Yo, that promo last night.
Daniel was knocked with the Bottega. Oh my god!
But just the way Daniel was ripping into him, talking about his earplugs and all that stuff. I'm like, he's getting real personal now.
Because I mean, when it happens to MJF, you have to be because you can't just have MJF roast you.
Yeah, because he's such a jackass on him. Like, yeah.
I love the fact that not everybody's using the turkey as their reference point to get all things cosmetically done. They're saying that's the place to go now. It's cheap and they do it very well over there. I know people that's going to go over there to get their teeth done.
I've seen some nose jobs from there, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. It's the hotbed.
Yeah.
You used to go to DR for your BBLs?
Mm-hmm. Colombia.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I get comfortable with going into somebody's garage to get my teeth done. I'm like, I don't know if this is sanitary.
No, I got a story about my cousin. I don't know if we should.
Yeah,
I guess I should tell it at this point. Right? Bring it up for that.
Jay had that hesitation. Like,
I was waiting for the end. I was waiting for like the Dragon Ball Z narrator to come out on the next episode of Turnbuckle Tabloid. Cousin about their cousin. The story about their cousin.
So anyway, she always wore braces since she was a kid. Just terrible. Poor thing has just terrible dental issues since she was a kid. So like 20 years ago, she found some dentist in a basement in a house in the middle of Corona, Queens.
Yay.
And she's like, oh, he came referred to me, blah, blah, blah. So it was me, my mother, her, and her mother. We go, and she goes in, and within 5 minutes, she's screaming bloody murder. Bloody murder. That my aunt jumped out of her seat. And she was already a grown adult. My aunt ran in there. The guy had just went in and yanked a tooth out with no anesthesia, nothing.
Oh my God.
She had an impacted tooth back here. And she was like this for the rest of the day. Like, she didn't want to open it. She didn't want to eat. She didn't want to drink. Nothing.
That's horrible.
Shaking. So yeah, don't go into basements.
I would have gotten cocaine.
Teeth fixed.
I definitely would have gotten cocaine at that moment. I would have one time in my life just to get that out.
She must have PTSD. Oh man.
No basements have ever. She hasn't been in ever since.
Nothing's ever good's come out of basement dentistry.
No, not at all.
So MJF and Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, back to get out of here, Cleo.
I'm going to win more for this.
I'm going to say MJF wins because they're going to pull out a new ring and he's going to hit Garcia with it.
I don't know. I feel like Garcia kind of needs this win because if they really want to keep him and make him a major player, he has to defeat a major player. I know this. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I can see Danny win by surprise and then maybe another beatdown afterwards, but.
Right.
I mean, this one can go either way. I mean, for all we know, they go 30-minute time limit draw.
Who knows? I heard somebody was saying that they could see Ospreay and Pac being a draw.
I want to see Wardlow come back and be MJF's bodyguard again.
You know what? I was going to say that as a joke, but motherfucker. Or maybe, yeah, it'd be weird.
I feel like he's got something over his head because damn. He did something to somebody. No, I feel like he did something to somebody and that's why he's getting the shaft. Or he's got a stank attitude that we don't know about.
Maybe.
I've heard he has a stank attitude, so maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I have no idea anymore. I'll go.
At this point,
all those juiced up muscle guys are the same way, like the big Ryback.
Roid Ragers.
Oh, it'd be horrible if he has a Ryback attitude.
The big boy.
The big boy.
The big backs.
Next up, AEW TBS Championship. Mercedes Moné against Hikaru Shida. Camille is barred from ringside.
Can we see Shida just take the shit off of her?
And Moné debuts her single of her new album coming in December.
You know what I think is going to happen? Camille is banned, but she's going to have somebody else come out. Some other muscle person's going to come out.
Megan Bain?
Right, yeah, maybe she's not.
She is signed, right, or some shit like that.
I asked around. Apparently, she hasn't signed yet.
Oh, okay. So she was like a prospect.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I mean, it could be her, or it could be. I also heard. Oh shoot! I forgot her name. Is she still with WWE?
Lopez is all elite. Rebecca Lopez. She's
Rebecca Quinn.
I was like, who the hell are you talking about? So Becky Lynch.
Lopez, because that's Seth's real last name is Lopez.
Right, Lopez, yeah.
Rebecca Lopez is all elite.
Or Tamina.
No.
Tamina, that's what it is. I heard because Mercedes and Tamina are very good friends.
No, I heard she got a Legends deal. She's still with on WWE.
Really? I thought they let her go with everybody else recently.
No, I heard
she has like the Victoria thing now.
Yeah,
I thought they took her. Oh, so never mind with Tamina then.
Yeah.
All right then.
Tamina Snuka for the save. No.
I mean, her Mercedes are like this, right? Because she went to go watch her debut with a mask on or some shit.
Yeah. Well, sort of Bailey and Naomi, but
Bailey and Naomi. Well, they're legit signs, so yeah.
I mean, as Mercedes wins, I don't see them taking this belt off her anytime soon. Next up, AEW World Title. Bryan Danielson defends against Jack Perry in Chicago.
Yeah, Brian's winning.
This the shit. God, he's gonna make him fucking look like a star. I swear.
You know,
yeah, of course.
This is the most obnoxious match of the night for me.
I understand completely why they booked it. They're in Chicago, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has heat with Jack Perry, the fans, right?
In Chicago.
Everybody loves Bryan. So this match is going to have so much heat from start to finish. Anytime Bryan even touches Jack Perry, everybody's going to be going crazy. And it's just going to solidify Jack as the bigger heel, that little jackass heel that he is.
Oh my
Even
God!
though John Moxley says he's still a sweet kid.
Oh my God! When he said that walking through the curtain, I was like, "Oh, they really trying to fucking put this kid over." God.
But the way he said it, I don't care what anybody says. You're a sweet kid. I'm like, that could have put him over, or that could have buried him, one or the other.
They were like, "Oh, que lindo."
I laughed. I'm like, yo, because his face was like, what did he just say to me?
Daniel Bryan wins.
Of course.
They're gonna make it. Of course, he's gonna bleed. Cry me a river.
Let them both bleed.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah.
It's funny you guys mentioned Moxley because I heard a rumor, because I know Jay's been speculating about Shane McMahon coming in, but apparently I heard there's more people coming in with them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the most valuable player in the Almighty.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, slowly but surely.
Them three with Mox and Marina Shafir.
I like how they're using Marina. I really like this. Make her the tough woman.
Yeah, finally.
The submission thing is still...
the mother's milk? Yeah, that's wild.
Do you know about this submission?
Have you seen the mother's milk?
Is that where she takes the person's head and put it in there by her breast?
And just chokes them out? Yeah.
But the camera zooms in on Marina's face.
I'm mad that she used the name of my boy from The Boys. Like,
I know, mother's milk.
Yeah, but like I said, if they're able to do the whole invasion thing, you got me. I'm intrigued. I'm with it.
Yeah. Shane McManus is in the AEW.
And want to know what's going on with Darby. Like, why is he trying to recruit Darby?
I think he's gonna be the target. Have the conversation with him, and then they're gonna beat the shit out of Darby because Darby could take any punishment you throw to him anyway, and that's gonna probably be what leads the revolt and the whole takeover.
Well, what do you guys think of the report that apparently they have? It's been talked about that Darby could beat Bryan Danielson at Grand Slam for the world title.
I don't know. I think it's too soon.
Darby's the one to end Bryan Danielson's career.
I think it's. I don't know. I don't think so. I just to be serious. I just don't think he's gonna lose it at. I don't think Bryan's losing at Grand Slam. I'll be there, so let's see.
At least till Wrestle Dream for Bryan.
That's what I'm thinking. At least till Wrestle Dream. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I gotta get you guys some stuff when you go to Grand Slam. We gotta get you like stickers and cards and all that. Get you all ready for that.
Yeah. I'll be there with the nephew.
Yeah, so
just Ariana just like dressed in like New York wrestling media.
No, this is causing like, listen.
Here you go.
Hi, there you go. Go to the bathroom, slap a sticker on the wall or something. You know.
And now we're at the main event.
Is this the Hangman?
This is the Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page in a lights out steel cage match. Unsanctioned, anything goes.
Oh man.
AEW is not reliable on anything these two are doing.
All right, so Swerve.
And it's confirmed to end. It's going to be main eventing the show.
Okay, so Swerve gets the gun, he shoots Hangman, and that's it. Match over. That's it.
Yo, because it's like, my God, the blood got drunk. What's next?
Yeah, just pull out the gun. Just shoot him. He's done.
Swerve's gonna do a double stomp off the top of the cage.
Oh, please. We saw what happened the last time someone jumped off the top of a cage.
Put a table under Hangman, please.
on this day, Adam Copeland broke his fucking leg.
Yeah, exactly.
He's back training again. So he should be coming back soon.
And he has the greatest run in his career. Fuck off. Anyway,
it's amazing that this company it keeps going and does these shows, and they have guys like Copeland, Cole, Joe. A lot of these main eventers are out on the shelf due to injury or just personal reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Hangman here.
Because he hasn't won any of these matches, right? He's lost all.
Yeah, and I'm like, you took the strap off of
Swerve for a week
for this, and
after last night, they gave us a reason to care about this.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, I already did a kind of a promo site for this. I'm just gonna say Hangman wins this because they're gonna keep the story going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any chance Nana turns on Swerve?
No. That'll just be
no way. That would kill Nana's career.
Yeah.
That is because I saw somebody say Nana was like with Swerve because he was the golden goose, but now that he doesn't have the belt anymore, he's like, you're a loser.
No.
I need to go with winners.
Because their intent is to get that belt back.
Yeah.
I still think he's the one retiring, Brian, but
and you still gotta give somebody a fighting chance against Swerve for Nana to do the turn so that he can align himself with them. Now, if anything, I would see Swerve turn on Nana first.
That's
if you really want to make him a heel, that's what you do.
Yeah.
But it's more like because last night Hangman turned fully heel at this point. He's been tweener for the last couple of weeks. Last night was a full on heel turn for him.
Oh yeah.
Last night was it. Mm-hmm. That was heartless.
Yeah, so
no more messing around. He said, "Fuck you, fuck your family, fuck."
That was still a great shot of him in the chair. Just
I tell you, that's a shirt.
If he was a smoker, that would have been even better. If he had like a cigar or something. Ooh.
Oh no, but it was better with the beer.
Oh yeah, it was great. He had like whiskey, right?
He had a whiskey, yeah.
He had a whiskey. Mm-hmm.
But I say Hangman wins too. He can't lose all four of these matches. He needs to get one.
He's gonna win this. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy match though. I can't wait. I can't wait.
How bloody are we gonna get, people?
That's what I'm saying. I can't wait. That's what I want to see. This is what I wanted to see.
It's gonna be menstrual.
Oh, crazy.
Right, gonna wrap it up here. Turnbuckle Tabloid. Once again, I want to thank my peoples coming in and stopping by, kicking it late. Luckily, my game hasn't started yet. It's almost starting soon. But I got my peoples from History and Headlocks, Ariana and Mike stopping by, and where they can get you guys and where they can find you guys at.
Look at the screen. IG.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. Okay, you can find me.
You can't do that on this platform, Ariana.
You can find me on Instagram at Ariana.not.the.grande.
Me personally, M_Sorrentino. And for all of our episodes, New York Wrestling Media, subscribe, tap the bell, do all that YouTube nonsense.
Make sure you follow us on all podcasting outlets as well as all the socials, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, OnlyFans coming soon. OnlyFans coming soon.
Ariana said no.
Not my feet though. No. Jay's feet. You're gonna have to see Jay's feet.
We're gonna work on that. I'm telling you. And New York Wrestle Media guys on YouTube, Twitch, and of course follow us on the TikToks as well. And as always, gotta hit the outro because Mark never knows when the episode is done. Check you guys in a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Turnbuckle Tabloid.